Hello and welcome to Witchy Shit and Manga Lit with Carta and Rawia. And today we are joined by special guest Sarah.
Sarah is my friend. We met on that stupid Mafia game that I talk about sometimes. But she is an artist and fellow anime enthusiast. So because she is the reason why part of the reason why I got into Jujutsu Kaisen, I probably would have figured it out eventually, but her talking about it was what was like, oh, okay, I should watch this immediately. And then my life was taken over completely. And then I started pulling other people into it. And that's how
like me. It's like me.
It's like the anime version of Telephone, but with traumatic teenagers being tortured.
Yeah, so not only Jujutsu Kaisen, but also Tokyo Revengers,
which we're still mad about. We're still mad about. Ugly crying. It's the only show I have ever literally sobbed over. I wanted to punch a wall when that happened. It was so bad.
It's like, if I'm going down, I'm dragging others around with me. I'm kind enough to share my pain.
Once you're in pain, you just have to, especially if you're like, well, I mean, you love me, right? So that means you're going to bear this down with me, right?
Sharing is caring.
That's what happened. It was the auto I am tribute. Like, that was as far as when you approached me, be like, you're going to watch this with me. And I was like, okay, I had no idea what I was getting into.
I did not make it an option. I did not. I was like, here's what's going to happen. We are watching this shit, whether you like it or not. And you liked it, so that was good. And then I read the manga and I was like, oh no, it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse so fast. Yeah. So we ended up binging the entirety of season 2 last week. We watched the Hidden Inventory arc on Tuesday, and then we started Shibuya Thursday night and finished it yesterday. And
it was only yesterday. It feels like a lifetime ago because that's how much pain we were in.
It feels like I'm 800 years old, though, because of watching the show.
Right?
I feel like I have ascended and come back like Gojo.
God's favorite. Oh. You can get it sideways, left, right, upside down. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, Jesus.
Look, I'm not gonna get in between y'all and Gojo. He's all yours. What's so funny to me though is that like the straight men I talk to are also obsessed with Gojo. So
he's
like all of
men.
them that I talk to that I'm like, no, Nanami's my favorite. Even my husband is like, but Gojo's right there. And I'm like,
right?
I don't care.
Right?
And he's like,
be him or be with him.
His eyes are so blue. And I'm like, I know that.
That's like, even if you don't.
I have eyeballs, but my heart belongs to Nanami. I'm sorry.
But like what I've picked up from the fandom is like, even if you don't simp for him, if you had the chance, you would probably go for it, even if it was just like one night. Most people would.
Oh my God. Just 1 hour. Like, seriously. Just 1 hour. I just need a little bit of time. To create memories that will last into eternity. Not this one lifetime, but several lifetimes. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that one time. I'll be happy for the rest of my days.
Yeah. I'll be on my bed with my family around me, gathered around me on my last breath, and they'll be like, can you tell us what was the best experience of your life? And I'll be like, Gojo. And then expire.
Just immediately. Just that's all you need to know about my life.
One word, Gojo.
Gojo.
For real.
Satoru.
Satoru.
This weekend wrecked us.
Yeah. Last week
Yeah.
was rough. It was rough. I will say, like, I feel like I learned a lot more about them because, well, okay. One, Mappa's stupidly mean. Mappa is so mean. Mappa is the meanest because, like, there was
Sadist.
shit in there that was not in it wasn't in the manga. Like,
Oh yeah.
Gege set it up, but they, like, knocked it out of the park like it didn't even exist. And I'm mad. I am mad. The
I say
level of upsetitude that I was over Nanami. The level of upset. I thought I was gonna break this fucking doll because I was squeezing it so hard. I was distressed, okay? Distraught. I was not okay. I'm still not okay. I will stay not okay.
we will never be okay again.
I haven't even been breathing right the last couple days. I've been sucking on that inhaler like it's a lifeline because my lungs are like, you've seen the season, you can go now. I'm like, no, you stupid bitches, there's gonna be more. Get some air in you.
So yeah,
Yeah.
what is Sarah? What is why Jujutsu Kaisen? Why spread that pain? Like, what did you love about it?
I know,
What
because
attracted you to it?
so I started watching it because it just piqued my interest as it was airing during the first season back in 2020. And I was like, oh, Yuji's so sweet. Because I only watched like 2 episodes at this point. It's like, Yuji's so sweet. He's adorable. Like, I want people to get in on this. And then, like, I realized the pain. I realized the pain. And I was like, I'm not going for this alone. Dragged my partner into it first. Then I start spreading it out to every one of my friends. I'm like, oh, it's great. It's got a good storyline. I swear. You know, it's fine. Yeah, no. It's just, it's, he's there. I can't English. It's so well written that it draws you in like instantly, no matter how slow it starts
Mm-hmm.
off. That is
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people get into this, especially people who like that sort of thing too. And it's like, it's a good recommendation. But I don't want to put people through the pain, but it's so good. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
pros and cons. Pros, it's a good anime. Cons, you might be traumatized.
I'm pretty sure I came to
But
yell
it's
at
worth
you
it because
after
Gojo.
Junpei happened. Like once Junpei happened, I like immediately went to the messages like, you bitch.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh, they were wrong for Junpei because they didn't need to put in the intro Junpei sitting with them like they're about to be friends and then kill
Mhm.
him. Like
Lies.
I don't trust them. I don't trust Mappa. I don't trust Gege. Like I used to believe in things like plot armor until this fucking show. No one
Oh,
has plot armor. No one has plot armor in this thing. Like
Oh, it's literally
anyone
the way
could
they
die.
set up that opening. The way they set up
ugh,
that opening just hit me. Because I
it's
love the band Eve as well. So it's like, oh, they sung like a really good song for this. Considering they don't normally go into that kind of music. So they reread
Mhm.
through what was out of the manga and they're like, we'll base it on this. And I was like, oh, such a good song. And then all of a sudden I seen like the intro fully, because I normally skip intros anyway. And I was like, oh, they're going to make a new friend. It's going to be great. And then Mojito.
I fucking hate Mahito. He can
I have a
he
weird
didn't die well
relationship
enough.
with
He didn't die well enough. He
No,
I
should have
he
have
died
a
deserved more
better.
pain.
he needed more pain and also like part of me with Mahito was like he was trying to create some kind of spiritual logic around some shit to justify his own being an asshole and he
Mm.
was really really good at it. He was really really good at it and he had a lot of fun being a dick. Like there were qualities around Mahito that I was like, "Oh, okay. All right, cool. Like you'd be a weird friend to have." So I couldn't hate him completely until season 2. And when
Mm-mm.
season 2 happened and he just turned people into fucking swords,
Yeah.
Oh
like
yeah, and the sock puppet of Junpei just to stick the
Yes,
knife into Yuji more.
just to be
That was
a
that was
bitch.
Yeah.
unhinged. That was
He
unhinged.
literally set out to break his soul. Like
He
he's
did.
like, we're just gonna beat him down.
I
Him.
feel like JJK is the one who set out to break his soul. Like you by the end of the season, you could see in his eyes how deeply Yuji has PTSD, and I'm like, "No, my child, you're
My
so
son.
traumatized. Why? Poor baby."
But at the end of season 2, when he stands there and he claps his hands, it's almost like he's like, I've committed to this path, and the only thing that I can do to make up for what, because I see his grief over like, okay, Sukuna did this shit in my body and I'm the vessel. But by the end of it, he's like, I'm gonna like fuck up everybody's shit who caused this thing to go down in the first place. Like,
Mhm.
he seems to get his resolve back and be in his own body and like who he is at that by the end of it with that clap. But I could just be a hopeful bitch. I really could just be. This is just all hope where I'm like, all right, he's gonna be okay. When he clapped his hands, I'm like, he gonna be okay. He gonna be all right. But what I have to talk about is like, your boy, they're gonna kill the principal. He's gonna get executed just because he knew
Yeah, Yaga gets got.
he didn't do
It's
shit.
it sucks too because well, okay, so first off, don't worry about Panda. Panda keeps going even with Yaga gone because he's
Mm-hmm.
like formed his own soul things at that point. But like, can you imagine his pain? Poor Panda. Like he has one
Yeah, because
family member and they just like obliterate him because he knows Gojo and Geto. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you allowed Yuji to exist for 5 minutes. Fuck you. It's like, but he didn't
that's
do
like my whole
anything.
thing on it, though. It's like they decide, oh, because Yaga must be in on it because he knew Gojo and Gato, and supposedly Gato's alive. It's like you're gonna kill him off. Like, what were you doing?
Right.
You're all just like sat there watching Shibuya happen, watching kids get traumatized, and yeah, and you're just gonna sit there like, yeah, no, he's gotta go. He's gotta go. He can't be unimprisoned. We'll send Yuta out because we actually like Yuta now.
So I am so glad what they do with Yuta, but I can't say it because it's a spoiler and
Yeah.
somebody hasn't read the comic yet. So I can't say what's going to happen with Yuta, but don't worry, Yuta's good.
I
Yuta's
will
good.
read
Yuta's
the
good.
comic. Oh my god.
I was being a little pushy yesterday. I apologize, but I know
No, I'll fucking read it in between reading Heavenly Official's Blessing and Twittering Birds Never Fly.
I apologize for that comic as well.
You should. You really fucking should. Thank you. I accept.
I don't know if you've read that one, Sarah, but it
No.
is it's a bit dark. It's just a little dark. Little
You know, there's a color they made of black that is so black that light can't seep through it. And that if you paint something in that black and it's a 3D thing, it'll look like a flat surface because it's that black and swallows up that much light.
Mhm.
So when Carta says that twittering birds never fly is dark, that's what they mean.
Darker
It's
than light.
Vanta. It's Vanta black.
Actually, you would love it. So,
Yeah.
look, with some of the things you've made me watch, I'm just sharing the love, okay?
Oh my gosh.
I like dark, and for some reason I just like being hurt.
You'll like this one then. It's good for that.
You know, I'm the same. I'm the same. I am bitching and moaning, but I actually love the emotional duress that it's put me under. But
I'm like you're still reading it though. So clearly it can't be that
yeah,
bad.
yeah, it's not that bad, but it's bad. Okay.
I feel like you're making fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. I love this shit. I bought bookends just so I could and cleared off 2 altar spaces just so I could put these books up here. Just so I could be next to my pain. I have twittering birds. I can see it. I can see it with my eyes right in fucking front of me.
Oh my god.
It's right there.
Oh my
I
god.
love it. I do. I love it. I get mad. I get mad and you cry. You cry with your emotions. I get mad with mine. So I've been watching Sarah. I've been watching Tokyo Revengers mad as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, no,
I'm
So mad. Meanwhile, I'm like
JJK, I will
sobbing every
cry.
episode.
Like JJK, I will sob. Tokyo Revengers, it depends. I was watching an episode because I watch as they air, and there was a couple of episodes in to what they class as season 3, though it's clearly season 2, part 2. And literally, I have this spare phone case, and my partner sat next to me, enjoying it. I just raged out and just threw my phone case, and he's just there like,
Wait. So
to.
we've seen about 3 eps into the new season. So the last ep we left off on was Takamichi met his old school friend who was part of the Red Coat Gang, and he was like, "Yeah, we're cool, but I'm still
Kaku.
loyal to what's his name." And Takamichi's like,
Kakacho?
What the fuck, you guys?" And that's where we left off, and I was like, "We're gonna stop now because I have
Yeah.
a feeling the season is gonna end terribly because of how the last 4 times have ended."
The last episode you might like. I fully enjoyed myself in the last episode, but I've been waiting for it since the manga, so I'll turn that up.
But it's satisfactory. We're not dealing with another, "Oh no, Mikey just got shot in the head" situation,
Oh
right?
my god. We had to stop
no, like
I was
watching.
not okay.
We had to
no,
stop watching.
between
We had to take a break.
between that and like Chifuyu, seeing that
Oh
so many
god,
times, like I couldn't. I
Chifuyu.
cried each time. But the last episode, pure satisfaction.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna have to
I
watch
was
it.
sat there on the sofa, kicking my feet and giggling, and I never do that. I only do that for Heaven's official blessing. I don't do it
Oh
for
my
anything
god,
else.
can we talk about
Yeah,
Oh
let's
my
talk about
god.
Heaven Official's
Oh my
blessing.
god. Heaven's official's blessing. Oh my god. So I've watched both the Mandarin and as far as I can the English dub. And I'm just into James Cheek voicing Watchung. Like his
Oh, I know.
his
Sorry.
I apologize. He's so sexy. He's so his voice drips with "Everything Is For You, Gugu." Like it's just you gotta watch season 2, Carta. You gotta
I
watch
know,
season
it's
2
on
and
my
give it a
list.
chance in English. Give it a chance in English. Just for Watchung. Like
Yeah, because I
I
watched
love
it
that man.
all the way up to how many episodes it aired now in Mandarin, and now I'm going for it in English because I have to do that with Heavens because I'd like both
Mm-hmm.
VAs on either side. But I like how the English one, it's not many well-known VAs either. They're all quite new.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause, me and my partner were looking them up when we had a kind of a
I'm
binge on
actually
it.
happy about that because one of the problems I had with watching the Given English dub is that it's most of the same voice actors for Sasaki and Miyano, and because I'm so inured into Sasaki and Miyano, every time I hear one of the other voices in English, I'm like, "Oh,
That's Ogasawara.
yeah, that's Ogasawara. What's he doing it? Oh no, it's Akihiko because it's the same voice actor for Ogasawara and Akihiko." So it's like it's very confusing because I like to draw while I'm listening to stuff, and if I don't know what's going on because the voices sound the same, it's not helpful for storytelling for me as a person.
Mhm.
But I gotta differentiate on what I'm actually watching while I draw.
I am also very picky about voice acting. So like I have tried JJK in English
Oh,
and
like
I
I only
just
watch
can't.
JJK in English.
Gojo is the only one who has a
Literally,
really good
it's literally
VA.
just for Kaiji Tang because his voice,
Mhm.
God,
god.
Mhm.
Like, if I was
Mhm.
to go to a con
Mhm.
and hear him say, like, "You crying," I'd faint.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
literally faint. But then I'm the same when I hear him, like, as Dazai too. It's like, he plays
Oh,
Dazai
yeah,
so
he does
well.
Dazai. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So he plays
Dazai is
Dazai so well,
Bungo
I'm like,
Stray Dogs.
enough it. Just give me more. My ears can take it.
Mm.
For some reason, I'm having trouble getting into that one. I think I got to episode, like, 7 or 8, and, like, it still hasn't caught me yet, and I'm like,
It
I
took a
mean,
while for
I
me.
like the characters, but, like, it's just the story isn't there for me. Like, it's not maybe because it's not really concentrating on one character, it's really
No, it's
episodic so far,
everyone.
and that's,
I kind of like how it's based off, like, real authors and stuff, though. I think that's what got
that
my
is cool.
attention for it. Because I read,
Yeah.
well, I have on Audible, Dazai's book, No Longer Human, and I loved listening to that. I still listen to it.
I've heard it's quite depressing.
It is
Isn't
very.
it?
That just explains my whole, like, persona there.
Yeah.
That's why people say I can actually play out Gato.
Mm.
It makes so much sense.
Mm.
So, did you have any questions about the show while we were watching that might be answered by people who have read the manga to give additional context? Since there's
Let
so
me
much shit that happened?
listen. So much shit happened. I feel like you did a good job of explaining. Oh, this is this or that is that while we were watching it. So I really don't have any. I'm still in a space of damn that. Well, that happened. Well, like I'm still in the place where Shibuya's like fucked up. Like there's a whole crater.
Mm.
Like I'm still caught up in how. Like I feel like in some animes, a building will get blown away, but it won't show the people getting blown away with it. And in this one, Mappa was like, "Oh no, we're gonna show the full carnage. Like we're gonna show people flying away. We're gonna show people being maimed. We're gonna show like regular people being caught up in the fray. Like that's just what we're gonna do."
What's so great though is like not that long ago NASA released like a satellite image over
Mm-hmm.
Tokyo, and
It's all
all
the
the comments
comments.
underneath is just, "You are my special." I
That's
was like,
it.
oh, don't.
I do feel like JJK has definitely inspired this cultural moment, and like just around the world. And I'm not just talking about the Gojo fans. I'm talking about like everybody. Like
Yeah.
for so many people around the world to go, "You are my special" when NASA releases an image, or for there to be for there to be a memorial shrine, and wanting to set a tourism industry around uh what is it for Nanami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where in Thailand?
Mm.
In Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia.
In Lumpur, okay, Malaysia.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
Kuantan
Mm.
in Malaysia. That's the beach that he wanted to go
and they
to.
asked for permission. They're like, "Can we do this?"
And they were like,
Okay.
"Yes, tourism dollars, come to me.
Yeah,
I summon thee."
but I'm loving watching people interact online about it, have their
Mhm.
feelings about it. The art produced around the show by
Ugh.
fans is
Mm.
so top notch and amazing. Like people are pouring themselves into it, and we're all like, I'm like, this is so beautiful because we're all trauma bonded now.
Yeah,
And it's been it's been an experience.
it
So I don't
has.
have any real questions that you haven't answered.
I did wanna maybe talk about, Yuji being Choso's brother a little bit, if you were
Hmm.
into hearing more about why that's a thing.
Chosa's my wife.
I feel like it's not really a spoiler because you already know that they're brothers.
Yeah, because he
But
states that, or at least Chozo gives the hint that, oh, well, due to my technique, I can feel my brothers no matter how far the distance. But now he feels this connection with Yuji, so they're blood related at least.
yeah.
So he at
Hmm.
So
least gives that kind of little way
they
into it. So
yeah,
it's not.
yeah, and they kind of either haven't gotten to the backstory, but even the backstory, like, they kind of only hint at it in the manga. They kind of let's just, like, show, like, a single panel of it. But basically, Kenjaku is Yuji's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I
With
think
the
it's like
whole
literally
the
it's
three
explained.
parent thing.
It's explained a little bit more. I think it would be towards the beginning of season 3, which got announced
Yeah.
literally during the ending of the
Yeah.
last
Which
episode that
is
aired.
It's a
fucked up,
little
him using his own children
but it's a little
as
bit more than just the 3-parent thing, because Kenjaku took over the body of Yuji's mother. Kenjaku gestated Yuji.
Thank you.
Kenjaku is literally Yuji's mom.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole jokes around Kenjaku and that is just a whole
Yeah,
nother level.
I'm
there's
sorry, my brain just froze. I'm just trying to
I seen someone make the
take
joke
that
that
in.
Yuji's dad was the only one to bring Kenjaku down on his knees.
They're like, can he taking back shots from Jin? Because Jin's Yuji's dad's name. Yeah, no, the internet is
Oh
unhinged
yeah.
about this, but Kenjaku literally, like, put his brain in this woman to make Yuji happen and put the cursed energy inside himself, and that's why Yuji's the perfect version of what he was aiming for. So why does he want to torture his son so bad? That's what I want to know.
But technically, he's the only one that came to full term too.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. He's like the
He
perfect
just
version because
built
he
him
actually
as a
came to full
vessel.
term.
He just built him as a vessel knowing, like...
But I don't think he was planning on having Sukuna embody Yuji. I think that was an accident.
He had to have been planning something for him, so because why create him?
I don't, 'cause, like,
Yeah.
the last episode, Kenjaku kind of looks at Yuji but talks to Sukuna like, "Oh, we're gonna bring back like the Heathen era." So I think Kenjaku and Sukuna knew each other back then.
Oh, they absolutely knew each other.
So
1,000%.
you never know. They could have
And
had
they
like this
have a
whole
pact of
plan.
some sort because they
Yeah.
hint they have a pact together.
It's
Like,
hinted so many times since Kenjaku's literally
but we
been
don't know what it is.
after
We don't know
Sukuna.
what it is. But literally, he told Sukuna, when you're fighting Gojo, remember our pact. Like, there's something related to that whole thing involving some kind of pact they made. Gege like, he plays too much of a long game because they hinted at some things like the 3rd issue, and then like bunch of shit happened, and then you're like, holy shit, they hinted at this in the 3rd issue.
Oh
Why did I
yeah.
not know this?
The thing
But
with Gege is
I was like,
I just
remember.
realized what I was doing. I'm like,
show something.
no. So the thing with Gege, what I've noticed, he loves his parallels. So things we've seen from like, considering his first manga in the series was Zero. If you take things from there to then how we are seeing him now, you see a lot of the parallels in between. So it's going to kind of finish how it starts, in my opinion. With how he kind of he loves him so much, and I don't like it.
I feel like there's a lot of parallels between Yuji and Megami and Gojo and Geto as well.
Oh, 100%.
With the way that they interact with each other, with like the dark and light personalities.
Well, he did it with Nanami and Hibata
Go up to
too.
Nani, Bub.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Go up to
Hibata
Nani.
so much. A little
What's up?
sunshine boy, and he got killed. Oh.
Yeah, go.
That was bad. But yeah, there are a lot of parallels between them. I'm trying to think where Yuta fits into all this, because I feel like Yuta is going to be really important as a character, like, going forward, which is why we had to see Zero as a movie, because they were probably like, well, this is going to be super important. So I'm thinking what they're going to do next is the next season is going to be Culling Games, and then we're probably going to get...
I don't even like the name of it. Sarah, unmute yourself. You're muted.
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
There we go.
I don't know how I did it in the first place.
I thought you did it because
No.
baby boy was over here.
No, I didn't know how I did it in the first place. Because like I know my mom came in and my son came down, and I was like, why did I do that? No, but like you can see the parallels between Yuta and Yuji already, with the fact they both meant to be execution, that they were both harboring special grades.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. They both had
So
a curse on them, essentially, outside
yeah,
of what their actual powers are. But what
so,
I'm interested by is because Kenjaku is technically Yuji's mom, is he going to get the blood manipulation of the Kamo clan? Because Choso said that he had this habit of, I mean, if you know, don't say. He is further
I
ahead in the
can't,
manga
I can't.
than I am, so I don't know for sure, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Yuji just doesn't know how to tap into all of his powers yet because he was never taught, and that he, like, secretly has a bunch that aren't related to Sukuna, and he can, like, harness them without having to worry about Sukuna taking over all the time.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not leveled up yet. I'm excited to see what his domain is.
Oh, yeah, like, what if he gets a domain? What would it be?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be an interesting thought.
Also, funny side note is that when the episode originally aired, whoever was doing the subtitles messed up, and when Sukuna did his Malevolent Shrine domain
Malevolent
expansion,
kitchen.
they literally named it Malevolent Kitchen. The
So it was actually
memes.
like
The
domain
memes for
expansion.
it.
Malevolent kitchen. I'm like, it's Gordon Ramsay right there. But it makes sense with like his
Mm-hmm.
cleave and dismantle,
Mm-hmm.
though.
Yeah,
It's kitchenware, and he can use fire, like we seen against Jogo. So
that's true.
he's running a kitchen.
So
It makes
I am
sense.
currently wearing a perfume that Carta got me, and it's called Sukuna's Finger.
I introduced Sarah to Aisha Fai, so that was on me.
I literally like all of them are
Yeah.
in this. I gotta pick up Yuji one next. I'm literally just
I
gonna have the collection of the characters at this point. It's decided.
I am so also into Sakuna. Like it's so there was a post online that was like, you if you're into Sakuna, this is what it means. And it's like, you have a high prey drive, don't you? It's like,
Like
yes, I have freaking
standard Sukuna, not so
podium.
much. Forearm Sukuna, like we see on the manga cover. Yeah, I'll go for that.
I
I don't know what
just
it
started
is.
looking
Wait, you
at
don't
some.
like you don't like grown
Do you like them
Sukuna
with
with
forearms?
normal, but you're fine with monster Sukuna.
Oh
What is
yeah.
wrong with you? I mean, I can't really talk. We're all monster fuckers in this house, so
Oh, monster fuckers! Yeah.
so can't say no against that, but wow. Wow.
Ooh. Ooh, what,
Wow.
4 hands and multiple mouths? You right. You right.
I mean, who wouldn't want that?
That's true. He can put his mouth anywhere he wants.
Yep.
Like his face could be on your face, and then his other mouth could do whatever, wherever.
Yeah, someone was like, you want what he said, what those mouths do? He said something like, it's like, yeah, you could satisfy that question of what it feels like to be kissed on both lips at the same time. So yeah.
Oh my god. The
Point them.
fandom is absolutely unhinged.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
in such a delightful way. Such a delightful way. Oh,
There's
I think
always
it's
that one paragraph comment that's like, until the bed breaks, until
Oh, like going through TikTok though, and then seeing like, oh, Gojo's big toe or Sukuna's little finger, and I'm like, where are you getting these names
what?
from? But like,
that's their handles on TikTok.
yeah,
Yeah. Just like random body parts
there's
of
like
these
so much more,
dudes.
but then they go into like not safe for work like territory.
Mm-hmm.
And being because I cosplayed Chozo for like over New Year's Eve and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like the cosplayers for JJK came up, and I'm looking through the comments because I like to see what people comment on them, and I'm just seeing all these names. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you come up with this? Am I like Out
Oh,
of the
people
People
are
are
so
very
creative in their
creative.
thirst. So
Pe
you're so
pe
creative.
people are very creative. Like, the way that they make the playlist names too.
Mm.
Like that one that I
Mhm.
sent you
Ooh,
about Sato Sugu in the classroom. So creative.
Yes. Yeah,
yeah, I had that on rotation for a minute.
you sent me that, and then I got a lot of them like, "Oh, Gojo takes you to the club," and then it's got like, in brackets, with like sounds and stuff. And then when you get towards the end, you can
Mhm.
hear like a bed squeak, and I'm like, what? I mean, like, I'm like, it's not usually like the type of stuff I listen to, but I'm into this.
There was
Yeah.
one with not you're stuck in a car with Nanami in the rain while Gojo goes on
Yeah.
a mission.
Yeah, yeah. There was another one that was, "You're dating Megami, but cheating on him with his dad." I got into the weeds with these playlists, I'm telling you. That one was actually pretty good.
And there are also non-thirsty ones like you go a karaoke night with the JJK gang. Like, but
Oh,
I
there's
haven't
sad
seen
ones
it.
too.
The
There's sad
sad
ones too.
ones.
Sad ones.
Yeah,
My
they're like,
favorite is
oh, you like
actually
last playlist before like getting killed by a special great curse.
Yeah. And Adele's on it. Skyfall.
Oh my god. Um, my favorite of those is the, like, summertime vibes with Gojo in the at the beach,
Mm-hmm.
and it's literally one of the most, like, poppiest playlists. Another one which was fun was, uh, you go on a mission with Gojo and Nanami, and it fails completely, utter chaos ensues, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just really chaotic music, it's
Mm-hmm.
really fun. But yeah, it's so good. Ugh.
Gojo is my computer background. It's my phone wallpaper.
Like
If
Gojo's
I
my lock
had
screen, but then I got Chozo's like my home screen. I got switched between my husband and my wife. I mean,
yeah, no, equal love, equal affection. Equal
I mean,
affection.
it's not your fault that Choso gives massive baby girl vibes. It's just
it's great though, cause like on
like
my
him in the closet when he realized that like he could feel Yuji coming back from being dead, and he was like, "No, I have to get to Yuji now," and like ran out of the
Yeah.
closet, and it was like, "Oh,
it's like with my home
little
screen one, it's got
bro."
like a baby Yuji like sat on his lap too, and I'm like, it's my son.
Oh.
Oh.
So I'm like, see, family setting right there. It's me, my wife, and my son.
We joke about having joint custody over Yuji
Yes,
Oh yeah, our
y'all
son.
do.
He's
because
a collective. He's our son.
he's owned by all of
He's
us.
everyone's
He's our
baby.
son,
Like
yeah.
it takes a village. It takes a village.
He needs a village.
He
He
needs so
does.
much
Goddamn,
protection.
especially now.
That child needs all the protection in the world.
I feel so
He's,
bad for him.
he's so precious, and then like so much bad things happen to him.
Seriously.
It's literally the embodiment of why me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When Toto showed up and was like, brother.
Yeah.
And he just had Nita in the back. I was like, I didn't know Toto had a brother.
Yeah, and he's
They
just
don't
like,
even look
"Wait,
the same.
they don't look alike at all." It's like, "Oh, Nita."
It's pure confusion. It's like adorable though. It's like I didn't know he had a brother. And then when you see
When
like the
Wait a
locket
minute.
open, and you see Yuji in that
He's
locket.
related to the blonde girl, right?
Yeah.
They're
So
siblings.
female Nita only
Mhm.
joined and became like an assistant like Idachi to look
Mhm.
over her little brother.
Oh, okay.
Or
I
that's in
like
the character book for it. So
was he an assistant or was he actually part of the crew for the
he's
students?
he's part of the crew because of his technique.
Oh.
So he's kind of
So
like Shoko. So he doesn't normally go into missions because his technique is not ready for that.
okay. So that's why he was just like, "I'm gonna go with Toto because Toto can protect me."
Yeah.
And get people
The way
out.
Mechamaru set it up, though. Like, the rest of this, like, other
He
than
did not
Todo
want
and
any
Nita,
of them showing up. He was
other
like,
than Todo and
y'all are
Nita,
weak.
like, being together, the rest of you can do nothing. Leave
Stay
it to
the
the Tokyo
fuck home.
students.
He's like, y'all can't even run interference, bro. Like, just like,
Literally,
just stay back.
They all got butthurt just to prove Mechamaru right in the end, though.
seriously, like the way that Miwa used her entire body to technique just to have her sword broken in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but she used a binding vow for that. So she can no
What is
longer
it?
use a sword.
Oh, any sword?
Any sword.
Are you serious?
They
They did
all
not
got
explain
fucked.
that. What? How did she do that?
So when she's like saying, I'm going to put my all into this, she created that binding vow.
But what was the vow?
So, like, her whole experiences she's going to go through, her future experiences, and the fact that she can wield a sword, if the hit doesn't land, she can no longer wield a sword again.
So she's done. She's
I don't
off
know if she can use like other weapons, like maybe try and go into like using a spear like Maki started off with, but she can no longer use a katana at least.
And that's the only thing she's ever used is katanas, though.
And that's fucked up because she already have a complex about being useless.
Like season 1, she's like, she answers the phone, she's like, useless Miwa here, and I'm like,
yeah, she already has a thing with it, so they're just gonna. Oh, he just savaged everyone. He just savaged everyone.
JJ has no remorse. No one's safe.
When Toto showed back up and was like, arms are just ornaments, and he like went and slapped his wound and it didn't work, and he was like, oh, boogie woogie over.
Oh, my boogie woogie. My
whole thing was he can slap with one hand now, like that's just it. He can still clap. You can clap with one hand. You can also clap with them butt cheeks. Like he can clap.
No, but like
that's what I mean.
Mahito
The
had him
memes
like
of
holding his hands up like that during his fight scene. He clapped, and then like, what did he clap with? His hands were like up here.
Clap that
his ass.
But then he can't use that anymore. Like,
I think maybe he was just saying what he was using Boogie Woogie or the way he was using Boogie Woogie he can no longer use.
because it'd be interesting if he came back with like a prosthetic and was able to use like a prosthetic to do it.
That's my hope. That's my hope.
Yeah.
Or that he can slap himself or something.
Slap his
like,
own ass.
That's
Something's
what
gotta
Boogie Woogie
smack.
becomes. Smack that. Get on the floor. Smack that.
Yeah. Clap them cheeks.
Something.
I mean, you never know. Like, I want it to be like kind of a plot twist because it'd be great. Like, we all think he can't use it anymore, and all of a sudden he just comes back and is able to use it doing something else.
He's like,
oh, I
my
can tap
brother.
My chest.
Yeah, like
okay,
literally.
So did Inumaki use one arm or both arms?
Inumaki did not use his arms. He uses his voice, so he's not.
I know
out
he
of
uses his
commission.
voice,
No,
but
he lost one arm.
He lost one arm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see like the bandages over the one arm.
I wasn't sure if he lost one or both.
I think it's his right.
Again, with that, it was. I noticed on the subtitles when I rewatched it, they said Yuta said he lost his arms.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. But then in the drawing, it looks like there was only one arm. Okay.
No, it's only one arm. In the manga, it was only one arm. So
it's like
where
the
I got
Home 11
confused.
kitchen all over again. It's
okay.
They probably just translated it wrong. Yeah, I mean, still, it sucks that he lost an arm, but
next, a lot of people come up with like theories on how he lost it because just seeing the actions then. No, but it's like a lot of people are like, oh, so he was with the crowd trying to get him to safety, thinking like, oh, they're in this building now because they'd be safe, and then Sukuna does his domain. So did he like try and reach out for them and then lose his arm that way?
Or maybe he was trying to get out of the way and lost his arm.
Yeah, because it was off screen, so we don't know exactly how he lost it, but we know
off
Sukuna
screened
caused
him.
it.
It's so annoying when they do that.
Literally. It's like, did we miss part of the chapter? Did we miss a panel?
No, I think that honestly, I think Gege just did that as an excuse for Yuta to act like he was mad.
Oh yeah,
because he's like, he took my boy's arm. I'm gonna go kill him now. And so the higher ups were like, oh yeah, he's totally gonna go kill him. This is fine.
Oh, he's on our side. Like, Even though Gojo was his sensei, he's on our side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yuta showed up looking hella tired. Like,
That
oh,
is
is
Yuta's
that
actual look. They faked
he
him in the movie. The movie
Oh, yeah.
Yuta is
looked
not real Yuta.
okay? Because he looked more tired than he did in the movie when we first get introduced to him.
No,
I'm like,
Yuta
damn,
stays
life
looking
is
haggard
hard.
as hell.
Okay,
Him,
I just want him to have a nap, you know?
He needs a break.
I'm
But
like,
like
I'm like,
this
you are
this
12.
guy.
Why do you have bags under your eyes? You have
But like
bags,
the biggest part of
luggage.
Shibuya though, that like this guy is Africa or something with Miguel.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
Shibuya thing's happening. He's there having fun, eating snacks, and we just say everyone else. It's just okay.
No, he was
We'll
on a
deal with it.
plane the
Yeah.
entire time because I'm betting that Gojo called him. He got on a plane and it took him the entire time of Shibuya happening to fly there. Meanwhile,
So
he's
could you
just sitting on the plane like, "Oh, I hope everything's fine.
so you can
Gojo's in
imagine like
charge.
he's
This
on the
should be
plane,
good."
and then like you can see like all the lights go
And
out in
he
Shibuya.
lands and all the text messages he gets
Oh
from
No, but
my
like
people being
god.
like, everything's on fire. Help you."
'cause if we was to plan this like how the time goes, by the time all the lights go out in Shibuya, his plane would probably just be landing, so you could probably see Tokyo at that point. So you can
I
see all
don't
the lights going out,
know.
and he's like,
It takes 11 hours to get from Johannesburg to London.
but then we don't know exactly what time Yuta left.
That's
True.
But we
true.
know we
But
got
they
to
weren't.
Shibuya just after
The thing is, they
midnight.
wouldn't. But did they know about Shibuya beforehand? Why was he coming back?
Does
He
he
probably
have
ran
the
his
same?
time there because he's still
Mm,
technically part of Tokyo Tech.
Well, yeah, but like I'm saying, why were they deciding to bring him back just now? Like, did the higher ups know Shibuya was going to happen?
And if they did, they still
yeah, like how
sat
do
on
you
their
get
butt
back in
the whole
time?
time.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm still salty about the fact that they sat on their butt the whole time, yet they still dictate everything.
They're
They weren't
kind of
even there to see
like
it.
they're kind of
Gato was
like
resurrected. Everyone who's in Shibuya was like, "That's not Gato." We can tell that's not Gato.
Yeah.
the
But the
the
higher
the
ups are like, "No, that's Gato. We know, because he looks like Gato."
the higher ups are giving Neon Genesis vibes.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh. That explains a lot of the stuff that happens later too then.
Mm.
You are going to love what Maki does. You are going to love what Maki
Mm.
does. It's fucked up, but you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that makes total and complete sense from what's been happening lately. Oh my god. You can text me at any time while you're reading, by the way.
Okay. Okay, I will. I will. I will. It'll be
Like,
like 2 o'clock in the morning for you, and I'm gonna be like, this bitch.
because literally, like
Well,
the
you
whole
know I'll
Culling
be
games, I
awake.
had to. I think reading through the Culling games, I had to read it about 4 times to understand what the hell was going on.
Really? I got it
Yeah, because it
immediately.
got to me, it got so confusing. I'm like, when did that happen? Go back.
Okay,
But I found out there was so many
it
more
was a
characters,
little
though.
confusing. Yeah, because there's like 80 billion characters that show up because of all the
Yeah,
sorcerers that got awakened from the effect
yeah.
that Kenjaku did.
Oh, idol transfiguration. That's like all these
Yeah.
people I've been cursing for like the last God knows how many years I've been alive. It's just
So he was long gaming Mahito, and he even said at the end, like, I wish I could have gotten Joko as well. It's like, how many techniques do you need, bitch? He can keep all the techniques that he stole too. Whenever he
Yeah.
switches body again, he can keep everything.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
So
yeah,
because
even if he switches
apparently,
body, he can keep
yeah,
Ghetto's.
yeah, he
yeah.
can
So
keep
where
That's
he was
Ghetto's
like,
just
pers-
so where he was like Noritoshi Kamo when he made like Chozo and the other death paintings, he
he
still
can
has
still
Noritoshi's techniques.
blood technique. Yeah, and they've hinted that Yuji's mom actually had like a gravity type
Anti-gravity
technique,
technique.
which kind of explains why Yuji can kind of float sometimes, if you think
oh,
about
I
it.
can twist midair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he does some wild shit that should not physically be possible,
but then
but
he
it
can
makes
run
sense
like
if you
what
think about,
50
oh,
meters
well,
in like 3 seconds, which is humanly
yeah,
impossible. But
he's
like,
like stupidly
Mm-hmm.
fast too. That may be just the fact that he's part curse though.
Mm.
He was doing
We don't
stuff
know.
before the curse though, because
Yeah,
remember
the
that
50 meters in
sequence?
like
Mhm.
30, like the 30 meters in 50
It
meters in
kept beating
30
records.
seconds.
Yeah. But
They're
what I
like
mean
throwing
is
at stuff.
when he was born, he was part curse. This
Yeah,
has
'cause
nothing to do with Sukuna.
he was
Oh yeah.
technically a death painting, though
Yeah,
fully termed.
because he had a curse integrated with him when he was a fetus.
So like, I do have a question.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Kenjaku doing? What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck? Like, why make a bunch of sorcerers again? Like, why make a bunch of sorcerers? And then he wants the best sword. Like, what was that about
So
again? Like,
from my
why is he trying to get the
understanding,
best?
Kenny is
Why
trying to make
eugenics,
the
Kenny?
perfect world for sorcerers. He wants the most powerful sorcerers. He wants to bring back the age of sorcerers because over 1,000 years ago, when Sukuna was at full power, that was like the prime time age of sorcerers. And like there was just a ton of powerful sorcerers and a ton of powerful curses, and they were always fighting. And he thought that was super fun and he wants to do it again.
Okay.
He's just an old man still living in very old times.
Yeah, basically.
My opinion.
Oh, like a government.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he's
If you
like,
had to put him in anything, he's just like a pure government. He's still traditional. He
yeah,
wants to
that's
keep
it.
it that way.
Kenjaku's like, let's make sorcerers great again. And that's why he straight up looked at Sukuna in the face and was like, don't worry, it's going to be fun again soon. What, you'll
It was
come
like, I'll
back to
bring
full
back the
power?
healing era, and then like,
Yeah.
we will rule again.
Literally. So that's his end game. So I think he was trying to create one of the most powerful sorcerers by doing the curse plus sorcerer blood combined
But then the
person.
fact it's like he only thought of that about 150 years earlier when Chozo was made, because one woman got impregnated by a curse.
Yeah, well, he thought of that then, but he tried to do a lot of experiments with it, and he realized that the women kept dying because it's not supposed to happen. So that's why he was like, well, if I become a woman, I will gestate this person
No, but it's like
completely.
Chozo's mom managed to stay alive. She just had 9 abortions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
they were
those are
forced
his
upon
So
brothers.
her.
it was
Yeah.
forced upon, like she was, yeah, and then
Why does he do
forcibly
that?
removed them.
And they
So
took
that's why I say Yuji's the only one that came to full term, because he ended up being the one to like pump it out. I could not keep I tried keeping a straight face with that. I just couldn't.
I mean, fair.
He had this plan for years, so like he knew he had everything dotted down. He probably has journals somewhere hidden, like, oh,
You
I
know
did this
what?
this day.
I bet Kenjaku's actually Gege's favorite character because he plays the same long game that Gege does.
Kenjaku is gay. Like what? Like
Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, Gege hates Gojo, and he's made that known during his like editor comments.
Mhm.
But then you ask the staff that works with him, like, who he's most like out of JJK, and they say Gojo.
wow.
Yeah. When I found
That
out, I was
kind
like,
of
oh,
makes
that
sense.
must rub him up the wrong way so much.
Like you hate the one who's the mirror of you.
I mean,
Oh
that's
my
kind of
god.
common though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to create a Sona and then torture them specifically. Authors do that all the time.
Which
Mhm.
would make sense in like Gojo's standing when you think about
Yeah.
it. Even in just season 1, season 2, and the movie where we see it at the moment, you could see like how he was treated so differently. And it's like, did you have some issues growing up?
Mhm. Mhm.
Did you have some problems?
Mhm. Yes, Gege had some problems. Gege lost some friends.
Oh, like his editor comments are like unreal too. So I think when he
What
first
does it
started
say?
it, like when he first started it, he mentioned about how he used to tell lies a lot as a kid. So at one point, he actually got hit by a car, and when he went home and told like his parents, he got hit by a car. They didn't believe him because he told so
he's
many lies.
Wow.
And then he done some about like weight loss, like nothing to do with the manga at all. He's like, oh, you know, something about Chinese diets, hair removal. Yeah. He cursed us in 2020, and I'll say that because it was for the ceiling chapter, and he said, "Oh, now Gojo's gone. 2020 is going to be a great year. We have COVID."
Oh.
Because that's the year the chapter that he got sealed in the box came out.
It was
Oh
beginning
my
of 2020. It was January 2020, and all of a sudden, like, well, it makes sense. You cursed us. Real sorcerer right there. He cursed us.
When Gojo went in a box and was like, everything's fine. Like,
It's like, oh, well, I messed up, but I trust my students. We're going to be fine.
they'll figure it out. Nah, it'll be fine. He's like, oh,
Oh,
time doesn't pass in this space, and it'll be fine.
like they've released a figure of him like being in the box with like all the skeletons around him. Like, I really want that.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up right now.
I found it like scrolling through because I just ordered the pre-ordered the Hollow one, which comes out in September, and I was like, I just seen that next to it this morning. I was like, my bank's gonna hate me payday because I really want that one.
I want to look it up
Oh,
too.
Gojo. Oh my god, Gojo. Okay, let me close this. I did not find it that quick, but I also can tell that I'm just gonna start looking at pictures of Gojo and it gets so funny. I feel like I
Like,
want to suck
and then
him in.
we'll just stop talking because Gojo is more important. You really like Gojo, huh?
I love Gojo so much. So much. You know, like, because of the pandemic, I haven't had many outlets
Mm-mm.
for my sexual frustration. And so Gojo is getting them all right now. All of them.
Gojo is pulling his weight.
Ugh. He's putting in that time.
I'm one of them people
He's
like
putting in
severe
that
social
work.
anxiety, so I don't really leave the house that often at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I get the chance to leave the house, do I want to? I'll go if I can cosplay because I'm not myself. I swear I'm starting to get that phobia of like leaving the house, which is like agoraphobia.
I get it. Yeah, it's called agoraphobia. I get it.
I'm getting
I
that
haven't
too.
really, really been out the house in a long time. Like maybe once every other month I'll go out, really. And like I went to a museum once. I went and ate food in an open air restaurant, like type thing. But for the most part, I am completely content being in my box. Completely. And the thought of going out and talking to people, like also the thought of dating. Hey guys, I'm single. The thought of
I got my fictional men flat. I don't need that
Yeah.
anymore.
between that and there was this one reel this person did that was basically I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to date. And then the words flash across the screen was something like BL manhwa. High
Never
standards because of
mind.
anime men. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm good. I'm actually good. I don't need to go out.
That's what I'm literally like though, because like my partner hates how much I'm obsessed with like Gojo, Chozo, Toji, like all of them, and especially some of the characters that's come out in the manga as well. And he's like, I know it's really getting under his skin, but at the same time, it's like, if you want to be with me, then you gotta
Gotta accept
be with
this.
them too.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in a relationship. This is
Open now.
yeah. This is open now.
Yeah, so for my Christmas present, Kurt got me a framed picture of Nanami. So he knows.
Aww. So sweet. Can you
He
hold it
knows.
up? Do you have it in your room right now?
No, but I can go get it. It's like in the other room.
I just want to see it at some point.
chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right
Chat
back.
amongst yourselves. So what other animes or mangas do you recommend? Because like I am into it. I also like the pain. So what else do you recommend?
Well, at the moment, I kind of like, because I spent my whole last 6 months just focused on JJK alone, I've just kind of abandoned everything. So I've got so much to catch up on because I can't even, like, pronunciations of like Japanese words just get to me as well. So there's one I started reading as soon as the first chapter came out on Viz or Shonen Jump. I got really into it on the first chapter, and I haven't read it since because I just can't.
What's it called?
Kagurabachi.
Kagurabachi.
Like the first chapter is like 50 odd pages. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's like super long to get into, and it had me hooked on the first one because
Oh,
it's, I don't know, it just drew me in.
I'm going to my app because
So
I
I think it's on
have
to
it.
like chapter 12 or 13 at this point. I'm behind on like 10 chapters. I feel so bad for like neglecting it.
So this is the portrait
Oh.
framed.
And I haven't long done a glass painting of him either, which is on my windowsill right behind me. Because I got like Chozo and Gato up there
A
too. I'm
sticker
still in the middle of doing
of
Gojo.
the cover and
Oh,
a sticker for the airbag thing in the car.
nice.
It says it has like the normal warnings like death or serious injury can occur, children 12 and under can be killed by the airbag, blah blah yada, and at the bottom it says get home before 6 p.m. I don't like working overtime. Anyway, so I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
do need to
sweet.
get caught up on the manga as well. I have not been reading it. I've been getting updates through Sarah because I'm not going to read it until Gojo's back. And he's coming back. I'm sure he is. But I'm not going to read it
There's so
until
many,
he's back.
like, I know it's my delusion talking, mostly, but there's so many signs pointing to him coming back, even from like the initial chapter where he kind of went away for a while.
I love how we're using that phrasing.
It's a
Like he went away for
euphemism.
a while.
He's
He went. He went.
a
He's
well-deserved
taking a
rest.
nap.
He's taking a rest that
He's
is
so
well-deserved.
sleepy.
Mhm.
He's eepy sleepy. He needs a nap.
Well, didn't Gege also just send out some art of both
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get
Sakuna and
I got a proxy at the moment who's sending them out to people because I got it's behind my sofa, but I got the paper that came out from the episode where Gojo got sealed. I think it was
Mhm.
Gate Open. Shibuya started handing around papers with Gojo getting sealed in it, and I got my friend to
What?
send me the newspaper from Shibuya with it in. I'll see if I can find it now. Give me 2
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, but
That is so cool.
I am very delulu about it. I was actually talking to her about maybe Gojo's gonna get his third awakening or something. Because when he got stabbed in the head by Toji, right? He awakened as a stronger Gojo. So maybe he's gonna get
He went into
another
God mode.
right. Like maybe he's gonna turn into like super god when he comes back from this, because I know he's coming back. Don't tell me otherwise. That's what's happening.
It's like huge.
That's so cool.
But the fact
That
that
is so awesome.
it's even got like different food items on it and stuff as well. So it's like the fact they handed that out around Shibuya when it happened, like literally the day after. It's like I had to get it.
So what's hilarious is when that episode aired, someone was putting around a picture of coffee art with Gojo, and it was Gojo in the middle, and then the different pieces of the box around him like it was in the episode. And you sent me that when it was out, and I was like, do they know this is a spoiler? This is a major spoiler. Do they know what this means? But I didn't want to ask you, because if I was like, do you know what this means? You would have been like, it's a picture of Gojo. And I would have been like, yes, but do you know what it means? Because it was the sealing ring in the coffee cups around him.
Oh.
but I don't think you realized that when you sent it. So I was like, I don't want to give spoilers for this, but this is a major spoiler. I think you were just like, oh look, Gojo's in coffee, yay.
Oh my god, yeah, because everything Gojo was like, oh my god, my Instagram search page. Oh, it's nothing but like JJK, specifically Satu Suguru and Gojo and Heavenly Officials Blessings and Sasaki and Miyano. Like that's my oh, and Virgo shit. Like that's my Instagram search page. I'm so proud of my algorithms. Um yeah, so anything with Gojo in it for a while I was sending you. I was like, look, it's Gojo.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I can't tell them what this actually means because it's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler and I would be broken. I needed more
Yeah.
time.
You needed more. Yeah. So, like, at the same time, like, I'm kind of glad that we got you into Satu Sugu a little bit before actually watching Hidden Inventory, because I feel like you need that, like, little extra context to fully get what was happening. And the other thing, like that absolutely broke me about watching it versus having read it, because so I read really fast. Like, I read too fast. And I'm not saying I don't fully absorb what's happening, because I knew exactly what happened, and, like, I wasn't surprised necessarily by anything that I saw but, like, having read ahead and having the extra context of their characters when watching the show added some things, and something I noticed is that the only people who have ever expressed concern over Gojo are Geto and Yuji. Because
Yeah.
Yuji was the only one like, "Holy shit, we need to go save Gojo, he's in there by himself with special curses." Everybody else was like, "Gojo's the strongest, he'll be fucking fine." And Yuji's like, "No, we need to go save him now." The
Like, it's clearly a
entire
trap.
time. Yeah, like, everybody else was like, "No, no, he's the strongest, he'll be fine." And back when he was super young, it was the same thing. Geto was the only one who ever expressed concern over Gojo's well-being. Everybody else was like, "He has 6 eyes. He's the strongest. He'll be fine." And then they started sending him out by himself because he's the strongest. He'll be fine. But emotionally, was he? No. And by separating the two of them, they basically ensured both of their mutual destruction. Because I think if they'd been going on missions together, none of that would have happened.
Yeah.
Because Gojo kept Geto full of energy, and Geto kept Gojo grounded.
Mm.
So without Geto around, Gojo was just soaring, being high as balls on being powerful all the time,
Mhm.
which wasn't necessarily good for him. And without
No.
Gojo around, Geto could stew in his own juices all the time, which was definitely not good for him.
No, because it like inflated Gojo's already massive ego. And then
Yeah,
Gato's just
yeah.
getting like Gato didn't have that distraction, and Gato's not one to talk about his own feelings either. Because when Gojo went like, "Oh, you Gato, you're clearly losing weight. Are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh no, it's just summer fatigue."
But the
Like,
thing
no,
is,
no,
Gojo
there's
knew
no.
he was lying.
Yeah, but like,
Everyone knew he was lying.
but you can't push someone to open up if they're not ready to either.
I mean, true.
So like, I've seen people like, "Oh,
I
no
don't
one
know.
noticed." Like, Gato was like going on the edge. I'm like, no, people noticed. It's just you can't force someone to open up either. They
You
noticed.
can't
It's just
force someone to open up, but also, I mean, I've sat in my personal life. I've sat people down and been like, look, I sat people down to tea. And I'm like, look, bitch, something stinks. Something around you is funky. And I love you and I just want the best for you. So like you can lay it out here if you want to. I'm not pressuring you, but pressure.
Yeah.
Like I have done that to a few people that I'm super close with and share such a deep love with. It's like, we both know you're not okay. Are you going to talk about it? Are you not?
Yeah. Because I think
But also look at the culture it's coming from too.
yeah. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
if they had hashed it out, it would have definitely not gone the way that it did. But I think ultimately after watching it again, I feel 100% that Gojo was more mad Geto decided to do it by himself.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like, "We could have killed those bitches at that at that cult. You know we could have. We could have done this together,
Yeah, I
man,
mean,
but
like
then you
he
went and
even
killed a
said to
village by
Gato,
yourself? What the
like
hell?"
as he was holding like Rico's body, he said to Gato, like, "Do you want to kill them all? Because like we can
Mhm.
do it now." And Gato's like, "No, no, we got a stronger protect the weak." And I'm like, "You flip
Yeah.
almost
Mhm.
straight after." It's like you may as well
But
just
it
done
it
it. I mean,
wasn't
it would have
I
been the end of the manga, but like, you may as well just done it.
it would have been a very short series. Because the thing is, if he
Spin-off
I
story,
think
it's fine.
instinctively, he probably knew that if he had taken Gojo with him on that journey, the world would have ended.
Like, I think he
Because
knew that going on that journey was going to be his ending. He knew he wasn't going to do it, but he had
yeah,
to
so it
try.
was either I'm going to end or Gojo will end the entire world. And because he would have. If he had
Hmm.
gone to him and been like, "Hey, I wanna kill all non-sorcerers because they, abuse people. Here, look at what happened." What would Gojo have done at that time when he was in that mentality as a kid? He probably would've been like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's start with that cult. Let's go back and murder everyone."
It's like already off Toji. Like these are going to
Yeah,
be nothing.
Mhm.
like, I think he would have ended the world. So I'm wondering if Geto in his mindset was like, I don't want him to do that because he'll regret it later, because he
Like
would.
that's kind of like the personality Gojo is. Like he shows like, oh, I'm this. I'm like so strong. I don't care. But deep down he does.
Yeah.
He cares a
He's
lot. Like, you can
Yeah.
tell how much he cares because how he cares for his students, but also when they talk about how if he's dead, how many people he's supporting and how
Yeah.
they will meet tragedy if he is no longer supporting them. So like
Mhm.
he cares. He may act nonchalant, but there's several signs pointing to how deeply he cares for other people.
Yeah, and I think that the higher ups knew that, and they also knew that he was the only reason that school was protected, which is how they can go after Yaga, which is why they go after Yuji. It's why they think they can use Yuta at this point. Because Yuta technically got rid of his curse. He still has Rika, but Rika isn't a
like
curse on him anymore. He has
he's
it fully
freed
under
the
control.
soul for her.
Right, right. So they have no reason to want to kill Yuta anymore, but I think Gojo was preventing them from using Yuta the way that they used him when he was a kid.
That's
And
Like
now
probably
that
in
part of why he sent him away.
in the movie, he
probably
states like I think just after he had the talk, after Rika was exposed at um the elementary school. So it's a primary school for me. So I'm trying to like term them in like the term it is in the anime. So when Rika was unleashed there, and the higher ups were like going on about it, and like Gojo's like, "I'll always side with Yuta." And then as he comes out,
Mhm.
he's like no one's going to take the childhood away from these kids because he knew how it felt, even though he was
Yeah.
Mhm.
spoiled. So like seeing now that Gojo's gone, they're like, now we can use him the way we want to.
He was
We can
spoiled
run
in
this,
one way, but
but neglected
that's a
in
lot of
another.
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Like,
was deeply lonely. He's always been
yeah.
deeply lonely, which is why he thinks so fondly of his time in as a teenager with Ghetto, because at that time, he was the only one who could near match him in power. So when they went out as equals. But with him not around, there's no one who's even remotely close to his power level. I mean, I guess Yuta is kind of close, but, like,
I
he's
think
definitely taken on a big brother role to both Yuta and Yuji, which is great because they needed that at the time because both of them were super lonely because of who they were as well.
Yeah, that's why like you see like Gege done official art and it's like Gojo, and then he's like patting the heads of like Yuta and Yuji. I'm like, they're his sons. You can see that. Like he's like a father figure to them.
I see him more as a big brother than a father figure to them.
It,
Because he's actually a father figure to Megumi. Because he like
he's
immediately
Megumi's
Like,
started
technically like
fuck,
raising
my
him.
dad's
benefactor.
Yeah, my dad's an
he's
asshole. My other dad's an arrogant asshole too. Megumi is so funny.
My first dad was a deadbeat. My second dad's just got a massive ego and thinks like he's full of himself.
mm-hmm.
He's strong, but he's full of himself. Because it's like when they done that like very old style kind of animation type video type thing just before Gojo was fully sealed.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Yuji like, oh well, first of all, like he's my teacher, but he saved my life. And then it cuts to Megumi and he's like, well, he's my benefactor, but he's also, then it cuts off to like others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only really Megumi and Yuji is like seen him as something else other than just the strongest in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because them two
Mm-hmm.
have kind of the closer bonds to him during them scenes,
Though he
which I thought
was a
was
teacher
interesting.
to the second years as well.
During their first year, yeah, but like
Yeah.
they seen him as an idiot. Nobaro's like, I just don't know much about him, but we know he's the strongest. But then Megumi's like, well, he's my benefactor first and foremost, and first and foremost to Yuji was he's my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious as to how he was taking care of them while they were younger and he was a teenager,
I think he was
because
just sending them money because I doubt his
I
parents
mean
was like
he's rich as
monitoring.
shit, so yeah.
Yeah, in the anime at the moment, apparently he's the last of the Gojo clan, so technically, now he's sealed. There's no more Gojo clan.
No.
He's sealed. Like they're there, but
I like how your immediate instinct is like, no, he'll have lots of kids someday.
Like he's had to fuck somebody. There's a child somewhere. There's a child somewhere. He's too much of a
no.
slut.
But the funny
Child
thing,
somewhere.
is, Gege came out and said Gato was actually more popular with the ladies than Gojo was.
That's because he hates Gojo. That's not the
Yeah,
truth.
but
There
like,
was also another poll where he put the men up and like Gojo beat Nanami and
oh,
he
he
was like,
hated that because Nanami was his
please.
favorite.
He's like, please, Nanami's right here. What are you doing?
It's like this man will like look after you, will like do everything for you, treat you like a queen, and you go for a guy that's a womanizer.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, Gojo would
look,
spoil
y'all
you,
can't
but
talk
like
to me. You can't talk to me. You can't talk to me.
Seen him
Green
do
flags.
anything like that.
he's
We're just
innocent.
making
He's not really. He's not really.
what bodies?
What murder? all the ghetto stands and Toji stands over there. What
Well, what about the people he
murder?
murdered? What murder?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Choso stands too. All y'all are crazy.
I'm sat on a child's bench. I can't turn around that far.
I'm like, he evaporated people. Come on.
But technically, death paintings aren't
Technically.
aggressive by nature. He's just doing what he's told. It's Kenjaku's fault. Sticking up for
All
someone I really
Kenny.
cannot defend.
All Kenny.
It's everything is Kenny's fault if we're being honest.
This whole thing was
Everything is.
like it was all planned by Kenny. Kenny knew what he was doing. Kenny
Mhm.
is Gege, and I'll stick by that.
Mm-hmm. This is the hill.
This is the hill.
Ooh, my bookends arrived. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I can put my books up, all my books. I can take my my BL manga
I was
and
like,
Dick Fight Island into
I
my
may
room now.
I may have sent you a few volumes of BL over the past year or so.
Yes,
Just a
there
couple of
is
them.
stacks.
I mean, like one of the first set you sent me was like full on BLs, and I was like, I needed more of these, but like,
Yeah, so I also sent Sarah Matic and Dick Fight Island, so that
I
was
need
fun.
to get the other ones of Matic because the
So
first
do I.
one was so good.
Yeah,
I gotta get the rest of those too.
the third one is the final one, and it
Mhm.
made me cry. So
In a in which kind of way, friend? Because you cry
Yeah.
in different ways. So which kind of like
Where
you
on the
cry like
scale?
you're like,
yeah,
"Bitch,
I like were
everything
you
makes you
happy? Were
cry.
you
What?"
sad? Did you feel satisfied? Like
Um,
were you angry? Like what emotion accompanied those tears? Exactly.
Stop it, you're killing me. I'm murdered. I'm murdered right now. Okay. I told y'all I can't breathe. Um, I'm trying to explain in my head the emotions that occurred because it's difficult. It was the ending was both cathartic and deeply unsatisfactory
Oh no.
at the same time.
Wow.
That's why it's difficult to explain because the like the way that he resolves things with Jay should have been satisfying for him, but it left him empty
Oh.
and it wrecked him emotionally. But at the end, he was still friends with that plant guy, which made me a little happy.
I can't even remember Plant Guy. I
Plant
can't
guy
even
was
remember
his
Plant
first
Guy.
time. Come on.
Mm.
Oh,
The
oh,
Yeah.
realization.
the Queenie one.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, like I I don't want to spoil anything, but it gets a little weird.
Oh yeah, like it's not already fucking weird. You're like, it gets a little weird. What?
I mean, technically, we're already there.
That's where we
I mean,
started.
considering that my bar is vor, when I say it gets a little weird, I mean it gets weirder than it's already been in a way that surprised and shocked me.
Oh, you got surprised and shocked.
I was like, "What? What?" I really wanna tell you, but, like,
I
I
can
don't wanna
tell.
I really wanna say it, but, like, I don't wanna spoil it because I want you to also be shocked and scared by it too.
Thank you, friend. That's so thoughtful. Thank you. That's so kind of you.
I don't wanna warn you because I didn't have any warning,
Your
and it shocked and
your
scared me.
benevolence knows no bounds. I'm
Do you
gonna
want
have to get these. I can't wait. I'm excited. Then I'm excited if it's gonna be that ridiculous in that way.
Yeah, but, like, the ending also bothered me because, like, he kinda starts the cycle again, which is not great.
Oh no.
Yeah, 'cause it seems like there's the cycle of, like, the strongest one needing to, like, essentially lift up another one to be stronger to take him out type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the ending was not what I wanted it to be, but it was well done.
Mm-hmm.
It was well done, and it's definitely an ending, so it doesn't leave you
Mm-hmm.
feeling like, "Oh, there should be more of this story." No, you're like, "Oh, okay, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's over." The art is
Mm.
amazing, though. Ugh, I love that artist so much.
Speaking of things that like is not over and being like, I can't wait until the next Sasaki and Miyano comes out.
Mm. Yes. Issue 10 or whatever. Issue 10. We'll get to see a shirtless Sasaki.
Oh
I
my
don't you haven't read
gosh.
the manga, huh? No? It's worth it.
It's on my list, but like, because I've neglected everything for like 6 months for JJK, I kind of everything's in the back burner. I'm slowly trying to come in.
You're like, JJK has consumed my all, my every fiber of my being for 6 months. Well, that's a lie.
6 months, like,
because Tokyo Revengers has also consumed you.
Oh yeah, and now Heavens on top. Because like my weekly thing was Tokyo Revengers, Heavens, and JJK.
Oh yeah,
now,
yeah.
Tokyo Revengers is finished the same week JJK finished.
And now you're like, what should I do now? Well, if you need a new weekly, I highly recommend Solo Leveling, because that one's going to be bonkers good. I read the comic. It's amazing. It's dark as shit too. So
I've got it in my watch list on Crunchyroll.
Like, it starts out with like Armageddon, and then he gets powers.
I still got to catch up with Ancient Magnus's Bride too.
I gotta catch up on that too.
It's so good.
I love Elias.
So it's so funny because Kurt always makes new names for the shows just because he feels like it. So like, the more he likes a show, the more likely it's going to have some stupid name for it. so like the Spy Family is the Anya and Borf show, and Ancient Magus Bride is the Chisei and Ainsworth show, because that's the main characters' names. He calls JJK better. He calls JJK Better Bleach. Because it's kind of basically the same premise.
You can see that.
At least the animation was better than the original ones that we were watching. But yeah, of the new shows coming out this season, I'm so excited about a bunch of them. Like, there's going to be a new season of I Reincarnated as a Slime, which was a super cute show.
I've still got to watch that. All my friends are like, you need to watch it. And I'm like, I'll get to it.
It's so good. But I have like 9 shows that I need to watch from last season, because I wait.
Hey, whatever.
I like to be hit every week with something new, whether it be rage, sadness, or kicking my feet.
I'm more teasing Rawi about it because they watched the My Boss is Goofy show without me, and I'm sad.
Look, I will watch it again with you. I haven't given you any spoilers or anything. I will watch it. Anything I watch on my own, I will watch again with you. I watched that, and I watched Apothecary Diaries. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I'm yet to see that one because I'm literally going to start watching that tonight.
It's good. There's one I'm going to start tonight, but it's not a. I don't think it's an anime. I think it's American produced. It might be. I have to check it out. But it's on Netflix, and it's called Blue Eye Samurai.
Oh, I've heard good reviews about that.
I've watched the first episode, and now I'm gonna move to the. I'm gonna watch the rest of it. But there's a enemies to lovers arc in it, and I'm like, where's that arc? You know, I like a good enemies to lover arc when it's done right.
Yeah,
when it's done right. Give it to me. That was all my. I realized that was my fan fiction. When I used to write fan fiction, I'm still writing fan fiction. I picked it up again.
Like I've got so many. It's kind of like I got one in the works that's currently on hiatus. Because I had this whole premise where I was going with it, and I just kind of lost it because I started writing another one because I got so focused into it.
Wait, you write fan fiction? I didn't know you wrote fan fiction. I thought you just drew stuff. Tell us more about this.
Are you on Archive of Our Own?
No, I was.
Where are you?
Wattpad.
Oh! I just started a Wattpad.
My writing's absolutely terrible. Like if I done it straight out of high school,
I think we should be the judge of that. So you're going to tell us your handle immediately.
We always think our writing is worse than it actually is. I'm opening Wattpad right now.
No, it's like I started writing it on a whim because someone asked me to write about a certain character, and I had this whole premise, and I even drew like the book cover itself. And it turned out like someone commented on my recent chapter, like, "Oh, when are you going to carry on with it? Because I can't wait to like read more." And I'm like, I don't like it. Like at the moment, I'm in the middle of like rewriting it.
What's the fandom?
Yeah, what's the fandom?
My Hero.
Oh,
There's a lot.
okay. Wait, no, tell me. I have to know what is
It's
it?
a villain Deku one. But aged up.
Ooh,
So
okay.
they're out of like the actual like academy.
So like Deku grows up and turns evil. I like it. 10 out of 10. I'm there for that.
And I'm in the middle of writing a Sanzu one as well because like Tokyo Revengers just
Sansu?
especially like you've seen him briefly because he has like the mask on.
Okay.
Like he's bleached blonde hair. You see him like very brief in like first season, but you'll see him a lot more in like season 2.
The one coming. So one of
Cool.
my friends who's also into Tokyo Revengers really hard is apparent she ships Kisaki and Hanma.
Kisaki
And
and Hanma.
yeah, and
Like.
apparently
Sorry.
they
Every time I hear Hanma, I
have
gotta do it.
they have like a couple name that so apparently there's a bunch of people that ship Kisaki and Hanma.
I do
The bad
because I
guys,
can
the
see
bad
it.
guys, they ship the bad guys together.
I can see
The
it
one with
though
the
because
symbols on his
like
hands.
yeah,
And
I can see it
Kisaki.
though. I
I
can
don't
see it
know.
though.
I just hate
Because
them.
like Hanma, like from what we know of him from like just Valhalla, the Valhalla arc alone,
I mean, he's
he's
obviously
in it for the
obsessed with
thrill.
Kisaki. I don't
I
care,
could
but
see it.
Yeah, because like he's obsessed with the thrill, and Kisaki is willing to give him said thrill.
true.
So
I
he,
could
like
see that
he
shit.
proceeded. Yeah,
Oh no. Achievement
like
unlocked, I
someone
guess.
because obviously you got through the Black Dragon arc, haven't you? Where, like Mitsu, we focus more on Mitsuya and stuff. With Taiju, the big like blue-haired muscly guy in a
Yes,
church.
we finished with
Yeah, the Christmas
with
Yeah.
thing.
Hakai.
So
Yeah.
someone ships Mitsuya with Hakai's sister. Hakai and Taiju's sister. I don't see that because they're more like siblings.
Yeah, no, I don't see that
Yeah.
with Mitsuya and this.
But then you
this
got like
sister.
weird ships like Mikey and Takamichi too.
Oh no. Oh
No,
no.
I
Yeah.
can't.
No. No,
Uh-uh.
babies.
That just
No.
no.
That
Like
doesn't match at
you get
all.
weird ships like that too, and it's really bizarre the amount like the ships in the series itself.
Like what's weird is I'm not getting ship vibes for any of them. Like there's like a strong brotherhood type of situation going on, but
Oh, like
like
you
I'm
can see
not.
like a strong like bromance between Inui and Coco.
Yes. Yeah.
I love Inui. Inui's my adopted child.
He's the one that was
He's
wearing
my
the
sunflower
heels.
boy. Yeah, he's my sunflower boy.
And I love Coco. There's something about his face. There's something about his
The fox
face.
face.
Yes, I love fox faces.
Because he's very sly and cunning, so it's like it fits.
I
like
love
how
it
it
so
fits.
much.
But like, yeah, there's so many relationships. Like some people see Mitsuya and Hakai as well because the way Hakai obsesses over Mitsuya.
Yeah, but I don't think Mitsuya would return
No.
that. I mean, if it with the boys, if there was any shipping, I would say maybe. I'm not seeing it with them. I don't know why. I usually ship gay all the time, but I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm the same though. Tokyo Revengers, I couldn't. There's one or two like in the later part, but like when I was reading the manga, I was like, oh, I can see that maybe at a push. But I couldn't really see many ships other than the basic, like you got Draken and Emma and Hina and Takamichi.
Hina and Takamichi, yeah.
Like you can see those because they're blatantly like meant to be, but it's hard to like kind of make them up.
Now you guys got me thinking about Kisaki and Hanma.
But it's
I'm like, okay, I
it's
can see
easy to
that
see
now.
though.
I'm just mad because Kisaki's voice actor is the same voice actor as Shikamaru, and he always plays clever characters, but I'm like, God damn it. I really like this voice actor, and he's playing this asshole who I hate.
With Stray Dogs, right? Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
I watched in English up until about beginning of season 3. Then I re-went through it in Japanese because Suda comes into it. So Nanami's voice comes into it, and I was like, I have to.
Who is he? Who is he playing? Because now I'm gonna watch the show.
It's not until like literally like the latest season where he's in there.
Like legit, I'm considering watching the entirety of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm the same. I'm
As
still like on the fence on that, but I want to hear his voice. So
Kenjiro
I just
Suda
jump.
voices the main bad guy in Yu-Gi-Oh! Seto Kaiba.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he voices Seto Kaiba.
Oh, nice.
I know I sent you that video of the person who overdubbed the one. No one fucks Seto Kaiba.
Yeah.
When I found out the Japanese voice was Kenjiro Suda, I'm like, fuck, I have to watch
Like he
18
also plays the
seasons of
Joker in
this
Fire Force too.
children's show. Yeah, I guess I'll have to watch Fire Force, but like I'm not too as keen on that one because one of my friends told me that like there's a 14-year-old girl in there who gets groped constantly.
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm
she's
kind
like
of not
pure
into
like
that. Yeah, the look on your face was my look too.
yeah, that really offset me. But I was like, every time she came on screen, I'm not watching it. It's not for me. But then JJK is like fan service as well for women, but like for men.
But most of them are age appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are adult men.
Like, one thing though about the new season with JJK that kind of iffed me a bit is when you have Nanami in the barbecue restaurant with Ino. Because in the manga, he had his sleeves rolled up, and we got to see like major forearm.
Oh,
but for
I
that
have a
scene,
thing for
it was like
forearms.
in that scene, he's like his shirt is buttoned all the way down. I'm like, we wanted to see forearm. Like, why didn't you just give us forearm? You gave us buff Nanami, like pulling a ponytail, but you don't give us forearm.
I love forearms. I have a thing for forearms.
They gave us enough. Okay. He was
I
a
would
brick
watch forearms.
wall.
It would have been the cherry on top just to see like a bit of Nanami forearm before anything else.
Give me his forearms.
It's like,
give it to me. I want it.
I
want to lick
remember
it.
watching that as like the week it aired, and I was like, it's missing something. So I was like, I went back to the chapter that was like.
Don't worry, a lot of artists drew it. I can send you some. I may have saved a few. Just a couple.
I literally went back to the chapter and I was like, it's missing something. So I was like going through it, and I seen that scene. I was like, but he's not showing forearm. I was looking forward to that. Though I'm not an anime simp, I wanted forearm.
Yeah. I probably would have passed out. I'm not gonna lie. I almost left my soul almost left its body during that one scene. You watched it happen, so while we were watching it, I could not breathe. It was
It's the
very
ponytail and
difficult.
like
I may have been making noises. I do not know.
You were making noises. You're making very.
It was
very
the whole like
quiet
ponytail,
noises,
like,
but the noises
it, like,
in your
he's,
face,
like, proper like angry Nanami. Was it that?
Yeah. I like angry Nanami just a little bit.
I think I remember I sent you when he was 8. I was like, I gotta show you this because this is a good feel of like butt.
Yeah, they got some good angles.
They drew that cake and they give him cake.
They did. It was
nice.
nice.
I was so bad, like especially like when the Toji versus Dagon. I love Dagon because he was so cute originally. I was like, don't hurt the poor little like
that
big
fight
cute
was
thing.
Good.
And then he became like what he was and say, oh, I don't like it.
Honestly, Toji in the sweater was better than Toji with the compression shirt.
Yes.
For me, personally.
It's that whole fish scene though, like the
yeah.
The
oh my god.
Did you just remember?
He got a mouthful of that fish. Let me let you know. He got a mouthful. Like, that didn't pass me. That didn't pass me that he got a mouthful of fish. I was like, what?
And this is like why they say out right after? Come on.
Yes!
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Service, and they knew exactly who would watch that.
Yeah. They're like, we're making money. We are making money. They realized, oh no. We got a bunch of simps who will spend shit tons of money on as much ludicrous information as possible with these men, and we're like, yes, give them to me
Give them
directly,
all.
hand it over.
Pump them in my veins.
An IV for that.
just
Mhm.
take my bank account. It's fine. Oh, that was good.
Because it's like
Oh,
that
but
whole pose when he first came into like the domain kind of reminded me how Gojo's kind of enlightenment. I remember just turning to my partner and making a joke like, throughout heaven and earth, I alone came back with the milk. Because it was like the first thing that came into my head when that scene happened. I tend to just randomly say things unless Gojo or something come on screen. I'm like, my man. Or just make a random like grunt. To the point he tells me off for it now.
he can be fragile about it. He's
There
pretty
was
fragile
once
about it.
someone I was dating who got fragile about me loving Matt Smith as Doctor Who so much that he stopped watching Doctor Who. He's like,
Oh
I'm
wow!
not watching this. I'm not watching this. It wasn't like, I'm not watching this with you. It was like, I'm not watching this anymore. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, to be fair, the last Doctor Who I watched was David Tennant. Back then, I had a massive thing for David Tennant.
Matt Smith is so
I
good.
actually had a dream about David Tennant once.
Oh,
We
really?
made out on a bus.
Hey, it's not as bad as my
So
Gojo
do
dream
I.
that I told you about.
That one was
That dream was
hilarious,
bizarre.
actually.
That was bizarre. You're not real. Like, this happened.
Like,
Show
literally,
you everything.
Gojo shows up at her window and she's like, you aren't real. Here's all the books about you. And he's like, no, I'm real. We gotta go save people. And she's like, no, you're not. And I'm like,
Like,
bitch,
sitting down, like, showing him everything that
I'm
happens in
like,
Shibuya, everything that happened up to the point I had that dream. I'm like, see, this happens. You're not here.
I was like, how you had him in your bedroom. What are you doing?
I had to be
You
so mean.
giant nerd.
Because to me, it was so realistic. I was like, I just woke up and I was just hallucinating this. And I'm like, pure regret. I could have done so much for that dream. And instead, I had to go and show him the whole manga. Like, see, this is what happens to you. You're not here.
Mm-hmm.
I have no curse technique. What are you on about? I couldn't even find out what my curse technique was, but apparently they really needed it.
And you could have really needed Gojo in your bed, but
I know, right?
instead
Like,
you showed him a manga.
this is what you came from.
Oh my god.
I have not lived that down ever since. Like, even now,
You're
like,
so funny. So funny.
so many ways that could have turned out, and no. I had to destroy it.
Have you ever had a
Daddy's
dream
home.
about
Huh?
have you ever had a character dream?
I don't think so.
No?
Oh, I've had character dreams with my original characters that I've created. But
Really?
like, yeah.
That mine
They
might have never shown up. Tell me.
they talk to me. It takes them a while, but since I've been trying to write this story for 3 months, they finally started being like, hey, we're present, we're gonna show up, we're gonna have a conversation. And it's fine. And I have dreams about them sometimes. I mean, that's how I was able to write that last spicy sequence.
Oh, interesting. See, mine
Yeah.
just talk to me all the time. Like, they won't shut the fuck up, actually.
Yeah.
I know so much lore about my characters. You can just ask, like, any random thing about them, and I can just spew off the information because it's
Mhm.
there.
I'm still
Like,
building
I'm
with
not
my characters.
accessing it all the time, but I think if I asked myself the right questions, I would have answers for literally everything.
See, like, my
Mm-hmm.
fanfics came from a dream. Like, the
Really?
premise to my
Mm.
fanfics. Like, the one I was doing for Sanzu came to me in a dream, and then I started listening to music. It's like, this is where it's going. And I'm like, to the one I've, like, started writing, but I haven't, like, even started publishing. Like, the first paragraph, I'm like, I really love that paragraph. Why can't I stick with that? I wrote it so well, and now, like, everything else just seems second grade.
So wait, what was your
Oh,
handle on Wattpad again?
yeah.
I never said it. 2 seconds. Oh, I got 24 notifications. Where the hell did they come from?
You're gonna get 2
It's
more.
at the Sarah Panda. It's my usual.
Okay.
Say it again.
The
The
Sarah
Sarah
Panda.
Panda.
The
And
Sarah
it's literally
Panda.
a picture, like, cosplayed like Shoto. Back when I was like
I
half and
see
half.
it.
Because I dyed my hair
I
half and
see
half so I didn't
it.
have to buy another wig. Because I cosplayed Dabby a lot at one point. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do Shoto,
How
so I'm
do
going to
I
like dye
follow
my own
you
hair.
as an author? Okay, I just hit follow. I'm following you now. I'm the Rawia and on Wattpad. So you
You
just
now
gotta follow for
you now
me.
you now have
I just
5
did that.
followers. I need to change my my cover photo.
Let's
Because I still
see.
got, like, I'm in the middle of drawing the cover for the Sanzu one because I got a couple of chapters ahead already. So once I've done the cover, I'll release the first chapter. But
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm adding it to my library.
it's horrible, right? It's on hiatus, and I'll eventually get around to it.
All
I just
right.
started taking up
Okay,
drawing instead.
cool. I
All right, it's
understand
on my
that
library list.
because I took up drawing too. But I was never a writer, so I can't fully understand. I
But I
don't
essentially
do
got back into
stories.
drawing though, because I normally just sketch in an art book, which is somewhere around here. Literally, the way I have everything placed out from where I'm sat, and the first thing in there is like Shiggy. So,
Yeah.
like, literally, my
All
whole
right.
sketchbook is more like
Awesome.
My Hero based, and then as soon as I went digital, I went more JJK.
I
Mm-mm.
didn't know we could do fan fiction on Wattpad. I didn't see a space to do fan fiction.
I think
Oh,
you
like
can do
most of
whatever
the
you
things I
want
read
on
on there is like
Wattpad.
fan fiction. So.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't know about Archive Your Own until I was well into Wattpad.
Okay.
So it's like
All right.
things for everything on there. So it's like Gojo ones
Well,
is
I am only following 3 people, and it is you 2 and then Wattpad itself.
oh, like the last
That
drawing
is
in you is like
it.
my really awkward like Toji.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's like my last drawing in my sketchbook.
You've been doing a
There
lot of
is
digital
so
stuff
much
lately.
Yeah.
Omega shit on
Omegaverse.
what
Oh my god, so much
Omegaverse
Omegaverse.
on Wattpad. On Wattpad.
Okay, there are some tags I will tell you to watch out for. Um, if you ever see a tag that says pro shipping, do not go anywhere near that.
What is pro shipping?
So this is something that like I've been kind of getting a little bit into the weeds with people about. So pro shipping is like basically a shortening of problematic shipping. And
Oh.
Oh.
people who are against that kind of
Oh.
shipping are called anti-shippers
Oh,
because
I've heard that
they're
too.
anti.
I've heard that being thrown around on X recently as well.
Yeah,
But
and it's
that's
because
misleading if they don't say the whole word is problematic shipping.
yeah.
That's
So
problematic in and of its fucking self.
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you
if
could be
you
like,
say
oh, like I pro ship like Satusugu, not realizing what you're actually saying.
yeah, that's not a pro ship. A pro ship is like adult
No,
X
but like I
child
just say like
or
to me, who didn't understand what it was,
yeah.
it would have been
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
oh yeah,
I
I can
learned
ship
something
that.
new today as well. Apparently there's this thing called self-cest where you create a Sona that is you and have them fuck. And I'm like,
Huh?
that's very weird. That's super super weird. And like a
So
lot of
like,
people do that apparently.
I
And
mean, they did a little bit of it. They tried to do a little bit of it in Deep Space Nine with Major Kira, when her her alternate universe Kira met regular universe Kira. Alter universe Kira was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna fuck," and and regular universe Kira was like, "No, we're not."
So I think that
Ah,
counts as a kind of pro shipping, but the most common pro shipping I've seen has been adult X child. So
I don't know if
mm.
wanting to fuck yourself is pro shipping. I don't see how that's problematic. Like you want to fuck
I mean, that's
yourself.
like a vein, maybe.
It's
I
yeah, I'm
think it's
like
more that
same way I feel
they're
about wanting to give myself a massage. Like I know I'm a bomb
I
ass
can see it. I
massage
can see it
person.
being
I would
like kind of
that's true.
come under pro if it's like older Takamichi and younger Takamichi because of the time,
ew.
like
Oh,
the
yeah,
time
that would be
jump type thing.
gross. That would be gross. That would be super
Yeah,
gross.
Yeah, that would be gross.
like that's how I was
But
just
if
trying to like put in my head like how that was explained because
I
I,
can
I
see
didn't
how
know.
I can see how someone would consider that to be a self-cessed, though.
No, I'm trying to
if
like work it out. I'm not quite all there, so I'm
listen,
not
if
quite
I
sure.
met my me
You
self
just went and
now,
explained something to me that I did not realize. Yeah.
Yeah, I
if
didn't know
I'd
that was a
split
thing.
in two right now, I'd do me. Like I have no there's no question about it. There's no shame.
If
There's
I was
only
to split into
certainty.
two, I'd be trying to fix myself, telling myself to like get out of my house.
You're like, we're going out now.
Yeah.
It's like you're
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
the happier
fine.
version of me. You're gonna be the version of me that's not afraid to do things.
And me, I'm like, we're fucking.
We're fucking we
We're
are all
fucking.
different because if I had a second me, I would, like, make that me do my work, and then I could draw all the time. I would be the art me, and the other me would be the work me, and I would buy
Taskmaster.
Like
the
my other me would be like
Yeah.
the complete opposite to me. So you go and do all the things I can't do.
My other me would be just like me and giving me pep talks. We'll just give each other pep talks while we lay in bed, fucking. Like it's
we
like, you got this, bitch. You got this. I do.
ye I think we would be giving each other massages, though, because that would be
Yeah. You're
obvious.
an excellent massage therapist. To experience your own massage would be like, wow, I really am good. Like, wow, like, look at that. That feels great. They know exactly how to touch me. They know exactly what pressure to use. They know how to get that knot. Even though I'm like crying about it, they know to keep going. Like,
They know what
Mhm,
I
mhm,
like.
mhm. Yeah, basically.
you are one of the only massage therapists that I let work on me. Like you and the one that had the art car.
Art
He was
car.
tall and lanky.
No,
He had an
that
art
was
car,
that
black hair.
the one with black hair.
I think it was black. Maybe it was
Jackson! Are
black.
you talking about Jackson?
Yeah, I'm talking about Jackson.
Jackson bruised my arms a lot. He would use
Oh,
his elbow on my forearms, and I don't dig that. I'm delicate like a flower, so, I cannot
he got
handle that
into
much
my
pressure.
back. He got into my glutes. He got into
He was too strong. He would
my
Hulk out on me.
scapula. He was not holding out on me. It was the best. I was in there like moaning and making sounds of release. Because he came over to my house and gave me a massage, and he dropped the table all the way to the floor, and I was like, "This is about to be good. This is about to be good." And and oh my God, what's his name? Tragic Jesus. That's what we call my ex, Tragic Jesus. So Tragic Jesus, he was in the kitchen, going like, "Are you okay in there? Do you need anything?" And I'm like, "I'm fine,"
So, fun fact,
because I
um,
was.
their ex and my ex, were brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
See, the most eventful thing to do with my exes, like most of them was part of the same friend group, and I didn't even realize for a long time.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize for like a long time. I was like,
Huh.
that's how you know me. That's how you knew me before I knew you. That makes sense. Yeah,
Wow.
don't. It was like bizarre how like every person I've been with at one point in my teenage years all knew each other inadvertently, and I didn't even realize they
Mm.
did. And
Hmm.
now I know as an adult, I'm like, how didn't I see that? Because I must have looked so bad back as a teenager with like the way like my relationships worked out.
Hmm. Yeah, don't worry about that. I think when everyone was a teenager, we, uh, do things differently. than we would as an adult. And
As a
thinking
teenager,
back,
I might have been depressed at heart, but I was outgoing on the outside. Now I'm an adult. I'm still depressed, but I don't go out.
I don't think I've changed much from when I was a teenager. Like part of me is like, I have more information, I have more input, but
mhm.
the basic inclinations of wilding out are still there.
Oh
So
no, like
that's the thing. Like I feel very strongly that who we were as teenagers is who we are permanently, basically, in terms of
Yeah.
the things that we like, the ways that we want to live, and, like, how our personality is set up, because I'm still very much the same as I was as a teenager when I'm not being suppressed, and, like, when I went to go visit my friends from high school, they're like, "Oh my god, you haven't changed." I've changed a ton. So, obviously, there has to be something ingrained in us that's, like, set in stone when we're, like, 16, 17, or something that, like, that just kind of is a throughway for us, and then we just pile other things on top of that, like, framework to become who we are as adults,
I think
maybe.
that we have we have our experiences and they kind of start to shape us and form us. So I think that real life-changing events can shape and inform that trajectory of who we are.
Mhm.
But I also think when we have enough time and space and the grounding and foundation for it, that the children we were get to reemerge and deeper into our adulthood. Like, I'm more
Mm.
closer to the child I was and the teenager I was than when I was 30.
Hard same. Because when I was a teenager, I was drawing all the time. I was an art nerd. I was super into anime. Um, and I would drive around with very loud music in the car. And
Mhm,
that's what I do now.
mhm. As a teenager, I wrote. I was incredibly thirsty, like, not for water, for dick. And
Thanks for clarifying, because we didn't know that.
I had a very I think one of the reasons that I like Gojo is that when I was younger, I had a very Gojo without the money personality. Like, I was a prodigy in both writing and in piano. Like, there was nothing that I couldn't do and couldn't do well. Like, even when I honestly tried to do art, I was able to sketch a face and it was gorgeous. Now I try to sketch a face and it's like, mm, mm, mm,
It
uh.
it's a skill you have
But
to practice, friend. I think you should do more of
it
it.
is a, it is a skill you have to. But I was able to take one half of a picture and
Mhm.
paste that onto a page and then draw the other half. Like, stuff like that I was able to do. I never free and I painted a painting this size of a ballerina outside in a window, and outside the window was Cafe Du Monde. So, like,
Ooh.
I had an oil, like, that's hanging up in my, like, half sister's living room right now. Like, so I had this Gojo type shit going on, and somehow I lost it. I lost all my confidence. But I'm working on getting my confidence back, and then these hoes better watch out. Once I'm
I
confident.
that is correct. And I will say, like, it is extremely difficult to get back to that space, which is why I've learned to trick my own brain into doing
Mhm.
things, because, like, I was not drawing for the longest time because I had a hang up about it, because I've had teachers tell me drawing's not my thing and I'm terrible at it. So, like, I thought that I could never get better. And then
Mm.
this year, I just decided, "You know what? I'm just gonna draw all the fucking time and see what happens." And lo and behold, drawing all the time makes you get better at it.
Mhm.
Who would have
You
thought?
even drawing with a hole in your hand.
I was like, "This bone trauma can't stop me. Fuck you, hand. I'm
And
doing what I want."
you inspired me to start writing again, like, by doing that. Like, you inspired me to, like, oh, pick up your creative art and creative tools again, and it's affecting me I'm getting better at the writing, like fantasy, because I could already write nonfiction.
Mhm.
But to write fiction and fantasy again, like that shit was hard. I thought I couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, sitting with you, even if I'm sitting at the screen and all I get out over the course of 3 hours is a paragraph, it's good.
I'm glad.
Ooh, it just got really windy
Jesus.
here.
Yeah. I'm glad, like, I like that other people have been inspired by me to do stuff, but, like, I don't think that I'm doing anything particularly special, but, like, it makes me happy that, like, you want to create more because I've basically become obsessed with creating all the time.
That's real effect. Who is approaching our front door?
I don't know, like I got noise cancelling headphones on and I can hear my neighbours outside.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Like they're so loud.
Are they
I can't,
fighting?
I have no
Is
idea.
there gossip? Do you need to go
Oh no, it's drunk talk. That's fine.
It's what?
Drunk talk. They're like
Oh,
they
drunk
drink a lot.
talk. Okay.
So like they got the music up loud, which is quite normal for them, even though it's
Mm.
Mhm.
almost it's 11 here. But like they're outside, and I can literally tell they're drunk already. I'll hear that now until about 4 in the morning. It's fine.
Oh no,
Wow.
that's so rude.
Oh yeah. It's like after the time I messaged you, Carta Bus, like early hours, probably because they woke me up.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, like, we'll be, like, voice messaging at all hours because, like, I'll be reading a comic and be like, "I need to talk about this immediately."
Mhm.
Or I'll have, like, a JJK thought and it's about the comic. So, like, I immediately message Sarah
Yeah,
about
and
the
it'd be like
comic. And
2,
then, like,
3 in the
you'll
morning for me, and all
answer
of a sudden, like
me.
5 minutes later, I'm like, I'm here.
And I'm like, "Why the fuck are you awake?" And you're like, "Well, you're awake and it's late there." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's me."
No, like I've suffered with insomnia since a teenager, so like usually I don't sleep that much at all. So I end up going to like I'll take my kids to bed around about 7:30, 8:00. By the time they pass out, I'm like, oh, I'll try and get some sleep now. I'll wake up at like 2. I'll be awake for about 2 hours, go back to sleep, and I'm awake at 6 because my alarm goes off. And it's literally
Oh
just Gojo
wow.
going, oi, 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 nana me. Who doesn't want to be woken up by
Yeah,
Gojo?
that's her alarm. Like, literally, she'll send me a voice message and the alarm will go off in the middle, and it's the best thing I've ever heard in my life because
But I
it's
can't get my
literally just that.
notification sound to go off at that point because it's literally Yuji saying thank you so much, my best of friendo. And it's literally like the Japanese voice for it.
Oh,
Oh,
uh-huh.
So every time I get like a bank thing come up and it's like, oh, thank you so much, my best friend. I was like, my bank's not my best friend. My bank hates me. I appreciate the sentiment though.
oh. You okay?
Which one of us?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm high.
Okay. I was like, because like a couple times tonight, you're just like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
are they high
Like,
or are they
why are they
depressed?
staring into the void? Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm high. It's fine.
I am surprised you were able to
It's
watch the show while high this week because I would not have been able to.
it
I'm
was
just
only
gonna
5 milligrams. It's not like I took 15. But yeah, but
Okay,
no, it
you know
was
5 milligrams will still have me on the floor, right? Like, don't talk to me about that.
it
If I did
was
15, I would stop breathing. That's how it affects me.
no, it was just yeah, no, it was fine. It was fine. And it was sativa, not indica. Um, and I needed something to take off the emotional edge. Like, if I was sober watching that show, I would have been a mess. Aside, like, especially when they did what they did to Gojo, I was still losing my mind when Gojo walked Hanami into that fucking wall. I was like,
It's like,
I
oh,
I was like,
mean,
oh,
feral
it's the
Gojo's
giggles.
special. Feral Gojo's special.
It's the giggle he
It
did
is
as
the
he done
giggle.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't wait to
And
get
like,
Feral Gojo on my leg. Like that's
oh
gonna be the
my god,
highlight of my year. That is.
She's getting a tattoo of Feral Gojo on her leg.
On my thigh. And it's gonna be like a huge piece on my thigh, and I'm like, it's gonna be the highlight of my year.
You're gonna
It's
like
gonna be so
rub him and be
painful,
like,
but it's gonna be the highlight
my
of my year.
precious.
I feel like Gojo, you're close to me.
I mean, like, I can't really talk because I have Nanami on my leg, but
I mean, to be fair, I got like
that is neither here nor
Dabi,
there.
Compress, and Shiggy all over my forearm by now.
I
Mhm.
kind of want to get a different Nanami on the other leg, but that's again neither here nor there. Like, I want a black and white portrait version too, classy like. Super
Like,
Mhm.
I gotta think of
classy.
like 3 villains from JJK to put on my arm, but I'm like tempted to just put Gege's cat there because he is the biggest villain.
He's the biggest op.
Like, who's the biggest villain in JJK? The author.
The author.
And then Kenjaku,
100%.
I think.
Like,
Kenny
I'm
is
gonna do like
definitely huge.
I know Sukuna's gonna be one of them, like the full full strength Sukuna. So I know his face is gonna be there.
See, like
I don't want to do
forearms with
Kenjaku.
multiple eyes.
Yeah, I'd
He
like.
probably has
I want to
multiple
do
dicks too, if we're
Kenjaku,
being
but I
honest.
don't want to do Kenjaku because I want to have Gato on my leg as well. And I was like, I don't want to
Oh,
have
yeah,
Kenjaku
yeah.
up here and then Gato on my leg. So I'm
Hmm.
like iffy and all about that, but then like the third is what I'm thinking about.
What was
Which is
your
why like
favorite fight scene in
Mm.
season 2? Mine was the bathroom.
see I want to say that, but like at the same time I was like rooting for Yuji and then crying over Chozo and then crying over Yuji. And I was like, ah.
Yeah, there was just crying in that one, but it was a really good fight scene.
I gotta
Mhm.
say though, like
So
the memory, like the clip bit of the memory you get as he kind of like
Mhm.
walks away.
yeah.
The
The pasta,
angle
the
of Chozo's
spaghetti.
face. I teared up so much watching that.
I did before we even went into it. They were like, "Why are you crying already?" I'm like, "'Cause I know
I,
what's gonna happen."
I watched it myself, and then I had to rewatch it with my partner because he likes to watch it in English, and I forced him then to watch it in Japanese as well. So like I watched that 3 times in a space of like 1 week, and each time, like as soon as Yuji jumps down at the beginning, I'm like, no, turn back, turn back, turn back. You can do it. Just turn around.
Mhm.
Oh, the amount of
Run
times I
the
spoke to
other
myself, I must have
way.
drove myself crazy.
Ugh. I think my favorite fight scene was, honestly, Toji Dagon.
That was a good one.
Oh, that was an excellent one.
Yeah.
Because you had
The
like,
way he went ham with the, and then, like, carved the cloud,
He's
yeah, like
changing the
right in
shape of the
itself.
yeah.
pool.
Yeah. Oh, that was so
Who needs a
cool.
sword, like a swordsmith, when you can just like do it yourself?
Oh god, and then when he realized when Megami was his son, and he
That
was like,
hurt.
"Oh, you're a Fushiguro. Good. Jab."
Oh, you're
Oh,
Fushiguro. Good for you. Like
yeah. Oh, that
it's that
hurt.
moment he realized who Megami was, and he kind of like
Mhm.
snapped out of it. And I'm just like, no, that hurts. Don't do it.
Mhm.
That hurt me reading it. Like
Though the Sukuna,
Maharaga fight was
actually,
pretty
I
alright.
honestly preferred the Sukuna, Jogo fight over
I like
Sukuna
Jogo's face though when he kind
Maharaga.
of like picked up the building and kind of went like that with it,
Okay,
like his
Yeah,
whole face
that was
during that scene.
badass.
they did something to Jogo from between season 1 and season 2.
What do you mean?
I don't know what they did, but they did something to Jogo. He was less when we first see him in season 1, he's very detestable in a way.
Mhm.
But in season 2 they humanized him a little more, and I think they changed. I also think they like changed his body a bit too.
I feel like they went more manga model in
Yeah.
Mhm.
season 2 than they did season 1. So a lot of the
Mm.
faces and a lot of the body types were slightly different in season 2 than they were in season 1. Even with with Gojo. Go Gojo's long ass legs are
Yeah.
entirely the manga.
No, it's just like the
They're
one clip though. If you watch
entirely the
like the
manga. He is
preview, like
all legs. He is just legs and a head. That man is
it's like literally in the preview at one the end of like the beginning episodes, It's Ina going like, "Oh, with Gojo, there's nothing but legs below the nipples," and then the whole meme came out where it's just like torso up to here and then leg. So remember, every time I found them on X, I was like, "Oh, I gotta send this to Carta because it's just funny." I still have them saved somewhere in my gallery as well.
It is pretty funny though.
So I'll just like scroll down, I randomly see them like, I know where that's from. But the amount of times during season 2 and like season 1 where like Gojo and Jogo got up close to each other, I'm like, I would switch places with Jogo right now. He can rip my arm off. Just take my arms. Take it. I don't need it.
It's like if your crotch needs my arm, take it.
Oh
All
my
off.
god.
The way they animated that scene was like much more than it was in the manga. I'm like,
It was
take
chef's
it.
kiss. The way he
Take it.
climbed Hanami like a fucking tree and ripped their eye stalks out.
Oh, I heard you. This is where you're weakest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kaiji in the English version does entirely too much for that scene. He
Oh, yeah.
also changed
He
some
gives.
of the verbiage from the actual like direct translation. So like when he shows up, like didn't he say something like, "Y'all thought this shit was gonna work on
Oh
me?"
no, it's like when he gets up on that thing and he pulls down his blindfold and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna really like you think that like that weak ass shit's gonna work?" And it's like,
Yeah, no, they let
like,
him curse. He changed what was being said, the voice actor did,
yeah, but like
in the English version.
when Mahito runs away from Nobara in the English, Nobara calls him a bitch like she did to Yuji in the first season.
Really?
Oh wow.
He's like, oh, like something about like being a cowardly bitch or something. But then she called Yuji a bitch in the first season in the English as well. Or Yuji calls it her a bitch, but like the swear words are used a little bit more frequently in the English. And it's like, I can
Interesting.
hurt with that.
Yeah.
I can
It's why I
see
have to watch
Nobara
him
calling Yuji a bitch
Yeah,
more than
Nobara
Yuji
doesn't.
calling Nobara a bitch.
No, it's Nobara goes like, oh, I see like you're not popular with the ladies, and Yuji just kind of goes like, how would you know? Are you even popular enough to talk, bitch?
Oh,
It's like so
Yuji
sly off
wouldn't say
Yuji.
that though.
I found
I
it funny, but it's not really something Yuji would say the more you
yeah.
get to know him. But then when Nobara calls Mahito a bitch, I'm like, I'm here for that.
Yeah,
I have to watch
that's
it in
100%
both.
accurate.
Yeah.
That's canon as far as I'm concerned.
Like I have to watch JJK in both just because there's certain lines I want to hear in English, but then I just want to hear Kaiji talk. So Culling Games I probably will not really watch in English at all. Unless I couldn't do it.
Yeah, with the way culling games are, there's no way that they're like it's
I
going to be
want Suda to
24
come back as one
episodes
character in the Culling Games though,
of
because he would fit
just
that
culling
character.
game. We're talking about Lawyer Man. I have explained
Yeah.
Lawyer Man to
Okay.
because I like my process picks. They get to see a lot of my process picks because I'm just like sending process picks while we're working during our creative time. So they got to kind of see me craft Higuruma for you.
Like I've drawn him. Like I've drawn Gojo about 3 times. I've drawn Higuruma twice. And like they're on par with each other because I just like them both so much. But like Suda's voice would fit him so much. I could see it. I'd be so sad if they don't cast him for it.
They should, just
Like,
because I
give him
want
back.
him more.
Like if that never happened to Nanami and Shibuya, I could see Higuruma and Nanami being friends.
Oh, 100%. They have very similar personalities.
They would have been like close.
Yeah. Though Nanami would have been very mad at him for what he did to Yuji.
Oh yeah. I gotta stop unlocking my phone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, so Yuji keeps making friends with people who almost kill him. I don't know why he does this all the time, but he does.
He's like,
He does
you
it
might have almost
constantly.
killed me, but friends.
But we're best friends now. Yeah.
Because
No,
he's a
like
cinnamon bun.
he really is.
But he has that effect on people. Like even though they've tried to kill him, like, well, we
I
kind of
guess
want to
you're a
be
good
friends with you
guy.
now.
Yeah. Because like the entire Kyoto school, Toto
Yeah, they wanted to
especially.
kill him.
Yeah. Toto was like,
all Yuji had to say is like, I like tall women with big butts,
big
like
ass.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence, and like that whole meme came up with Jennifer Lawrence for that.
Mhm.
But like, it's just that is what made them brothers, and it's like, And then
That's
Toto, this
hilarious.
whole Delulu fantasy of like Yuji and him going to school together.
Yes, and
That was
consoling
hilarious.
him.
Or like
Yes, that
literally in
was
the baseball part
hilarious.
afterwards, where they have like who
Yeah.
they are and like a fun fact about them.
Mm-hmm.
Toto's like claimed to be something in middle school with Yuji, and then when Yuji comes up, it's like Yuji denies this claim. I'm like, oh, they had to do that, didn't they?
It's like, I didn't know you. And everybody's like, Yuji could have just been a strong guy at his
And it's like,
school. He should have joined the track team. If he'd joined the track team, none of this
that
would
None
wouldn't
of
have
that would have
happened.
happened.
But it's like then
Ooh.
during like the last episode, like one of the last episodes, because obviously Chozo had that whole memory with Yuji, they kind of like similar to how Toto did in the first
Yeah,
season.
everybody's just
And
completely
Panda's like,
delusional over Yuji.
what kind of pheromone are you letting off? Like, what dangerous pheromone are you letting off?
He did ask him that.
Just like, no matter who you're attacked by, somehow they know you and you don't know them.
They've decided that they're related to you, and I don't know why.
That's Yuji's technique, in my opinion.
It is. That's his
He
special
somehow
technique,
gets in their
is
memories.
being related to all of these weirdly strong men. Anyway, but you said ooh. What were you remembering?
Oh wait, let me go backwards through my brain to see if I can still find that train track. It makes sense. Oh, we already talked about this at some point, or we thought about this.
Yeah.
But Yuji being able to see curses, being able to have that strength, but it's like, why didn't he see any before?
So I think
That
you have to be
night
put into that like life or death situation
for it to
to
like
trigger
turn
it?
on.
Yeah, because there's like something about what happened with his friends in that school that kind of triggered like they need a better death, and then obviously it kind of triggers back to what his grandfather says, like you're strong, so use that to like save others, so you have more people around you when you go.
Alternate
Mm.
theory. What if his grandfather being alive was actually shielding him from seeing curses?
That would make sense too. Because the fact that everything happened straight after his death.
Because the thing is, if we think of the fact that there's a potential that Yuji is related to Sukuna through his father and his grandfather's line,
They
and
look like
his mother
Sukuna,
had a
though.
technique, so his mother was a sorcerer. Maybe his grandfather had a technique and he wanted to tell him about it, but decided not to, and was just like, protect people when
Well,
you
I
see
mean,
bad things
the
happening,
grandfather
because he
offered to
knew
tell
he
him
was gonna
more.
start seeing bad things happening.
Like, the grandfather, like, offered to tell him more about, like, basically where he came from. And Yuji's like, I don't want to hear it. Like, you're the one that raised me. That's all I needed to know. But I think if we got that opening, what else would we have found out other than Kenjaku taking back shots for him in the first place? But, like, the fact that his grandfather and Jin look like the original Sukuna, like the Heathen era
The
Sukuna.
pink hair and the dark hair
But then
underneath.
Sukuna never had a wife or kids, according to the fan
he could
book
have
and
had
what JJK came out.
siblings.
That's what we so a theory that's gone out is that Sukuna ate his brother at some point. I mean, he doesn't care. He just like eating people at one point. So. I mean, that's all Utarami was good for, was cooking. Supposedly.
Is Utarame
Supposedly.
his little assistant with the white hair?
Yeah.
Urami, yeah, the ice twink.
Yes.
Like, oh, I froze them. I'm in pain, but I healed. And it's like, Chose's like, my blood's poisoning you. I love that scene.
So I think we're gonna have to close out for
Yeah,
today because it's almost
half
2.5 hours.
Cool. It'll be. I'm like, it's
a
gonna
bit
take
late.
me a week to edit this, you guys.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We've been very busy, and it was a lively discussion, which is great. We love that. And we talked about JJK nearly the entire time, which is awesome and expected. That's what we expected to happen. But we could probably continue talking for another hour, but I think it's probably best to just end it for the night so that we can get dinner and sleep, Sarah.
So
I have things to
Sarah,
do.
as is our tradition, what would you leave people listening with this week? It could be JJK related, it could be anything like, but if you were to leave anyone with anything this week, what would it be?
For manga readers, believe, because Delulu's the Delulu. That's all I can say. Delulu is the Delulu. That's what I'm living in.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith,
Yeah.
kid.
Keep the faith. What about you, Carta?
I guess what I want to leave people with is step out and do the things you like. And as long as you're not hurting anybody else, don't worry about it. Do what makes you happy. And if what makes you happy is watching JJK in a week, then do that. How about you?
And mine would be find ways to get closer to the child that you were when you were a child as an adult and play and engage in the things that brought you joy. Like I used to watch a lot of anime too, but then I stopped. Now I'm like, oh, we're back in anime world. We
Yeah,
have a Crunchyroll Animviz. We are
I
doing it,
would have
reading light
given a
novels.
kidney for Crunchyroll when I was a kid.
And there's me. I didn't
would
start
have
watching
given
anime until I was
body
an adult.
parts.
I was an adult when I started.
I was watching it on Cartoon Network, and the Sci-Fi Channel used to do anime Saturdays in the morning. Oh, my mom hated it. She's like, "What are you
Like
watching?" Because they're
we
like,
were Bane.
"That's all
We
she
were
heard."
born in it. Like I was getting up at like 6 a.m. during middle school to watch Sailor Moon. That's how I roll.
Yes.
No, see, I was big in horror until I turned 18. I was like, oh, what's this? It's an anime. Oh, this is interesting. And I went down the rabbit hole. I
And
have
then
not come
from
back out.
there, but yeah, it would be try to get in touch with the child you were, and if that child needs healing, heal them by engaging in play and doing the shit that you felt like you couldn't do or weren't allowed to do when you were a kid, within reason. Like, don't do something bad, but like buy that stuffy, get that
Yeah.
blanket, do the thing.
Do your thing.
So this has been now I'm so high. This has been Witchy Shit and Manga Lit with Carterus and Rawia and special guest Sarah. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.